The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
The Spirit are finishing up a 3-game weekend and looking to finish it strong on the road as they take on the leader of the Western Conference, the Windsor Spitfires. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Storm Master Exterior Studio. Marin Klein here. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Before we get to the game and all the action on the ice today, take a look at the Spirit's 4-2 win over the Owen Sound attack last night. After a scoreless first period, the Spirit would open up scoring in the second when James Go found Levi Harper open on the wing. Harper would rip a one-timer blocker side for his 5th of the season.
Has it, but not much in the way of options. Now he's found one. Go over one-timer. They score! Levi Harper from the circle opens the scoring. It's 1-0.
Later in the period, the attack would respond with 2 goals just a minute apart to end the second and take the lead going in to the final frame. Now, just 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the third period, Jacob Clouche would make a defensive steal, bring the puck all the way down the ice, and rip it past Tristan Bennett for his first of the night.
Cutting in, and a good steal there by Jacob Clouche. He's going to have a short-handed chance with Harmer joining him. Clouche down the wing, takes a shot and scores!
Clouche then would score his second of the period after he dumped in a rebound from Sebastian Gervais to take back the lead for the Spirit.
Back up through the neutral zone. Reeled in by Gervais down the wing and a snapshot. Pats it, rebound, he scores! Clouche's got another one, and the Spirit jump ahead at 3-2.
Finally, at the end of the third, an empty netter from Clouche would secure him his first career hat trick, earning him first star of the game. Another star of the game, Stepan Shurigan in the net for Saginaw. A season-high 40 saves on 42 shots. He was huge for the Spirit to win this one.
This is going to be a chance for Sikora. Nicholas Sikora ahead against Shurigan, saved by the Spirit netminder, and a rebound chance stopped as well. The danger's not done. This is Banks into the circle, takes a shot, and that turned aside by Shurigan.
Looking ahead to the teams on the ice for today for the Spirit first, Dima Zhilkin made his return to the lineup October 11th. He has scored 8 points in 6 games, moving up to second on the team with 7 goals. He's on that top line between Nikita Klepov and Igor Barabanov. Now looking at the Spitfires, the league and the team's leading scorer, Carson Woodall, 20 points on the season, tied with Nikita Klepov. He leads the league with 18 assists and is currently on an 11-game point streak. A lot of action coming your way today. Windsor sitting at the top of the conference, Saginaw on the bottom, but they've won 2 straight. Caleb Papineau, not started in a month, sat out the last 10 games. He will get the start between the nets here on this Sunday afternoon. Saginaw looking out to finish the weekend strong. When we come back, we'll hear from Dylan and Chris Lazary in the Coach's Corner. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Sunday afternoon. The Spirit close out a 3-3 weekend with the Windsor Spitfires here with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, you take down one of the top teams in the Western Conference last night, 2 wins on the weekend. Right now, where's the confidence level of this group?
Yeah, no, it's high. I think they're learning. I thought last night we did our best job defensively in a game. We told our guys, were they in our zone? Yes. Did they get shot? Every shot. It was limited, high danger, limited slot shots, like everything was from the outside. There was no second, third chances. Like defensively, that's what you do. If a team wants to spend time in their zone, if they're from the docks to the wall skating around, who cares? So I thought we did a great job from our neutral zone back into our rivals, into our D zone, not giving up much. And then obviously from that, we created, when you look at our numbers last night analytically from possession driving plays and slot shots and plays to the slot and all those numbers that tell you you're having a good offensive night, those numbers were high for a night that we were defensive as well. So I think our guys are starting to connect the dots.
And for Stepan Shurin, makes 40 saves in that game. For a goaltender that doesn't speak the same language, how do you kind of communicate with him and keep tabs on where he's at this point in the season?
Well, the beauty is like we have a group of Russian players that do that train, but he's starting to get better. Like he understands things we're saying in different, conversations now. Like it was hard to talk to him at the start of the year. Now I can actually joke around with him. So I think he's coming. Anything he doesn't understand, one of those guys always translate. But I think he's showing right now that he's probably one of the best goalies, premier goalies in the league. Like what he is doing is pretty special. He's not going to play today just purely because I think he's a little bit tired, but, we're going to roll him as much as we need to this season. He's the guy to me, and we want to develop him and try to get him drafted and all those things. And he needs starts to do that. And we're putting our investment in him for the future, but he is showing he's going to be the real deal, man. It's exciting to watch his development happen right before us. And we need him to continue to get better every day.
And on the flip side of that means Caleb Papineau here tonight for the first time in a little while. Just how big is the opportunity in front of him here in this afternoon?
Well, that's what it is. It's an opportunity. Like, look at the body of work. You go back to playoffs last year. He didn't like his playoffs. I didn't like his playoffs. I think this year, when he's come in games, he's been okay. I think his day-to-day needs to be better. Like, we have challenged him on that. I think he's a competitive kid who's got some talent that needs to, you're starting your first game in a while against one of the best teams in the league, and you can either have excuses or you can say, awesome. Thank you for the opportunity to let me show you why I should be the starter here. And we're trying to get that out of him, and I want that mentality out of him. But that's his life as a backup, is to take what starts you get, and then when you get those starts, give me a reason to give you another.
And Jacob Kluche in last night's game, first career OHL hat trick, and one of the larger personality guys in the room. Does it kind of get guys going a little bit more to see somebody like that have that kind of success with some of the battles he's gone through this year?
Yeah, we're at some point when you're in the stretch that we've been in, somebody needs to grab the team by the throat and drag them into the fight. And we're down by a goal last night, going into a game that we felt was very winnable, that we were playing well in. And we had a little meltdown in the last 5 minutes of the second. We're up 1-0. Now we're going into the intermission down 2-1. And he was very vocal in the intermission. I could hear him from my office in the room. And then to go out and impact and make an impact right away, because a big time shot off the wing, and then to make the play he made to Jervy on the pass, but to win races off puck to the net, and then Jervy sought shot selection to give him a chance, and then obviously the empty netter being heavy, but somebody needed to do that. And then again today, somebody, whether it's him or somebody else, needs to do it. And to be honest, to get 45, 50 wins in the season, the years we've done it with teams here, every night somebody's doing that, dragging guys into the fight. And that's why we're a team, but that's leadership as well.
Lastly, a Windsor team here that sits on top of the Western Conference right now. Heavy, can obviously score a lot of ways, but what kind of tendencies have you seen from some of your pre-scouting, maybe things that you could exploit here tonight?
Good off the rush. You got to have good gaps. You got to be able to shut down plays and kill plays, because they'll be, they rip it off the rush, and they got some big time scores. They're obviously heavy down on the cycle, so we got to make sure we're layered down low in case we do get beat. But when it goes up top, you're going to need guys that soak pucks. They do grind it down low, but when it gets to the point, they take a lot of shots and get a lot of big bodies to the net early and look for the seconds and thirds. And then the final thing to me is they're out of the zone early. So if we're in the offensive zone, we can't be sleepy, because if they anticipate a first touch recovery, they're sending guys early and they're ripping pucks out and trying to get in behind our D. And if you can be aware of those things and then just play our game, our goal is to put them under stress. Our goal is to be in attack mode. Our goal is to make sure if there's nothing off the rush, we spot pucks to speed and we get in and make them defend a little bit, stuff that they're not used to / don't want to do. And we'll see how good of a job we do here today of that.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary. Saginaw closes out the weekend with Windsor. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
So we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust.
They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Well, the start of the 2025-26 season has had its challenges for the Saginaw Spirit. Just 2 victories out of their first 12 hockey games and a daunting 3-3 this weekend. But it's led to some incredibly promising results. Saginaw victories to start out this weekend. Last night against the Owen Sound Attack, won the night before, and now they've got a challenge in the OHL's top team. This is Saginaw visiting the Windsor Spitfires here from the WFCU Center on this Sunday afternoon. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us. My name is Dylan Clark. We'll take you through our starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Windsor, 12 wins on the year. Lots of pucks have found the back of the net. Beck Sultan McKees, 7 of them on the year. He starts on the left side with A.J. Spellacy at center. Cole Davis on the right wing. They go with Connor Walton and Connor Hicks on the blue line. Saginaw counters with the Windsor native, the overager, Sebastian Gervais at left wing. Carson Harmer at center, and Jacob Kluche fresh off a hat-trick performance on the right. Graydon Jones and James Go on the back end. We'll get into the goaltenders when we come back after this break. We'll send you back into the studio before puck drop, where Marin's got your out-of-town scores.
Thanks so much, Dylan. Looking around, 8 games on this Sunday in October for the OHL. Niagara up on Brampton in the third period, 4-1. London versus Sarnia. London's up 2-0 in that game. Peterborough and Sudbury, the Wolves, with a 5-1 lead going into the final frame. Guelph and Ottawa tied 3-3 in the third. Owen Sound and Flint getting ready to drop the puck down at Dort. Saginaw Windsor, of course, about to get underway. And later this evening, North Bay at Kitchener and Brantford at Oshawa. That's all for your Buffalo Wild Wings out-of-town scores. We'll get you back to Dylan for puck drop.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchek scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. He'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Well, the first of 8 meetings between these two teams during the regular season. 4 trips down to the WFCU Center for Saginaw. This is the first one, and they'd like it to go a little bit better than the last handful of times here. More on that in a little bit, but right now Saginaw's going to focus on the positives. Big-time wins over Erie on Friday, and the second-best team in the Western Conference, Owen Sound, last night. They get the best of the best. The Windsor Spitfires. Nobody's got more wins. Nobody's got more points. 25 of them here to start 2025-26. Our attention goes to the Nets. Your starting goaltenders here for tonight's game, brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Caleb Papineau gets his first start since September the 25th, looking for his first win on the season. 12 victories last year. He'd like to improve on some rough nights here at the WFCU Center. You heard the challenge from his head coach, Chris Lazary. It'll be Michael Newlove guarding the goal crease for the Windsor Spitfires. 3 wins on the year, a C-ranked prospect on NHL Central Scouting's watch list. Saginaw, the traveling Navy Blues, they move left to right here. Our Delta College opening face-off, and this Sunday afternoon affair is underway. Spitfires from back inside their own end, turned over to Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Jacob Kluche, fresh off his first career hat trick, throws it back in behind the Windsor net. This is pulled out by Windsor's Carter Hicks in the home white uniforms. Sultan McKeish, one of the import picks, going to feed a player heading towards the net with a lot of speed was Spellacy. Got a little bit bumped into there. Caleb Papineau. First stoppage, 27 seconds into the contest, and a face-off to come in the Spirit end with a little bit more attention to the Saginaw goal. Might need a little bit of help getting that drilled back in. The Spirit 1-3 in this building last season. A couple of difficult starts. Caleb Papineau got the start on November the 27th. 3 goals on the first 5 shots. He was pulled. Andrew Oak was not available. Things got rougher for Sammy DeBlasi. Ended up being a 7-2 win for the Spitfires. Oak and Papineau would split duties later on in a 7-3 loss in this building back in February. It was challenging to play in then. Challenging to play in right now. Windsor 6-1-1 to start 2025-26 here from their home building. Ethan Belchez to take this face-off against Carson Harmer. Belchez, the first overall pick in the OHL a couple of years ago, projected to be a very high draft pick in the NHL this year. They've got the puck off the draw on Jack Nesbitt. Flyers prospect there for Carson Woodall at the point, deflected by Belchez on his way through. Shoulders there with Graydon Jones. Both players go down. Spitfires throwing the body around early here in this first period. Mark back out to center. Wyatt Kennedy. The hard shoot back in. In behind Caleb Papineau's head. Can't knock it down with the goal stick and a sharp angle try. The rebound loose in front after a pad save from Papineau. Carson Harmer well into the air. That's going to deflect off the scoreboard. And so another whistle and a stoppage resulting in a face-off here. 18:57 to go in this first period. Stepan Shurigan made 40 saves for the Spirit last night. That was the highest single-game save count for a Spirit netminder since another game against Windsor. Andrew Oakes stopped 42 out of 44 against the Spitfires back on Valentine's Day of last year. Ended up being a 3-2 overtime win, courtesy of Michael Misa. Stepan Shurigan, the busiest Spirit netminder in a while, as here's a chance after an offensive zone face-off for Windsor that Igor Barabanov tries to get this puck out of danger. Dima Jilkin off the boards out to center. Spitfires take over. It's off the glove of Wyatt Kennedy. This one can't be settled down by McKeish. Backhanded ahead by Nikita Klepov, tied for the OHL lead with 20 points coming into today. Spitfires ramp this back in. Cole Davis. And this is Caleb Papineau. Out of his net to play it around. AJ Spelisi can't handle that puck on the back end. Klepov takes a heavy check there. Davis throws him down to the ice, and the puck picked up by Saginaw's Levi Harper. Minute 45 gone in this first period. No score. A couple of big-time collisions so far. As this puck is thrown back down to the right of Michael Newlove. Down for an icing with 18:11 to go here in this first period. And Joey Costanzo having one of the standout seasons for the Spitfires. 9 wins between the pipes. Saginaw in 7th place right now, so you can't fault Windsor for putting the backup goaltender in, but Michael Newlove, not bad as far as backups go. 3 wins on the year. First overall pick in the 2024 U18 priority selection. Only goaltender to come out of that draft to see more than a relief game worth of action here in the OHL. D-zone face-off here, won by the Spirit. Dima Jilkin looking to track things north and maybe get their first scoring opportunity of this game. Only shot on goal so far has been stopped by Caleb Papineau. Andrew Robinson up through center looking for Games. This is a 50-50 puck pulled out of some skates. Games throwing it back on through. Can't find Ethan Garden. Saginaw turns this back out into the neutral zone. Backhanded puck past Ryan Hanrahan. Saginaw's Josh Glavin on this here with his defensive partner Blake Barnes. Puck up the near sideboards. Can't be flagged down by SEMA. And so it goes back down for an icing here. 17:36 in this opening frame. Not a ton in the way of lineup changes. Only one for Saginaw. Liam Storch is out. He took the warm-up, but was listed as the extra player. So Storch comes out. Trevor Thoyer is in. And the Spirit look like they will go with 7 defensemen again. 11 forwards. Blake Barnes and Hayden Barch will rotate through on the defensive side of things. Another D-zone face-off and another win. This time it comes courtesy of Miroslav Shatan. And the puck back up the near side as Blake Barnes has to settle it down from center red. Fired off the body of Walton and Saginaw offside. 17-24 here in this first period. It is a stop-and-go start to this first frame. Saginaw trying to end a busy 3-3 on a high note. The Windsor Spitfires have had a little bit of time to wait. 4-3 shootout win over Owen Sound 2 days ago. They had yesterday off. And while the Spirit and the attack pummeled one another, Windsor got to wait for this matchup. They've got this puck back in their own end after the shoot-in. 2 against 2. SEMA and Shatan battle against the pair of Spitfires in the far side corner. This one can't be worked out by John McLaughlin, so it's back down below the goal line. Carter Hicks, and now escaping the pile is Saginaw's Miroslav Shatan. Back at the left point, Graydon Jones tries to kick it ahead. Ryan Hanrahan gets a rough ride from John McLaughlin. Puck on the far side board of the Windsor zone. This one finally picked up by Max Brocklehurst. Flips it back into the Spirit end. He goes for a change. And it's Graydon Jones to carry it back out of the Saginaw zone. 16:45 to go. No score here in the first period from Windsor. James Go off the wall. Ramped back in by Saginaw's Trevor Thoyer. Another Michigan native, Brody Popoy, comes into the right wing corner. Thoyer, after the collision, knocked the puck free. This is Belchez rimming it around for the Spitfires. Valeris at the left point. A shot. Pinball's in front, and it's absorbed by the goaltender Newlove. And the Spitfires come right over to get into the grill of Trevor Thoyer. Brody Popoy as well. He'll be shown the door by the Windsor captain, the LA Kings first-round pick, Liam Greentree. As cooler heads prevail here. Bit of a strange pinball in front as that went off a couple of bodies and maybe the shoulder of the goaltender Newlove as well. The Belchez line goes back to the bench, and that has been the line delivering most of the punishment here for Windsor. Belchez on the left, Nesbitt at center, Greentree on the right. Liam Greentree The odds-on favorite to win the Red Tilson Trophy is the OHL's most outstanding player this year. Of course, that honor belonging to Michael Misa last season. Spitfires out of a defensive zone faceoff. Deflected back into Saginaw real estate. Gervais there to turn it off the boards. Valeris and Popoy do a little flyby of the puck. A delayed offside means the Spitfires can't play it. And so this is Levi Harper on it from center. Leading rookie blue liner in terms of scoring this year to start in the OHL. 12 points in his first 13 games. Garden's going to pick things up for Windsor. Hit by Harper. He's got a mean streak as well. Not the biggest hit he's thrown, but an effective one. And this one turned on the backhand from Robinson. The Spitfires back out into the neutral zone. Caden Harvey doubles back away from Saginaw's Dima Zhilkin. Sultan McKeish down the right side. In looking for Spellacy. Off the skate of Saginaw's Barabanov. Short pass over to Levi Harper, then guided back to the safety and an outlet pass for Josh Glavin. Broken up before it gets to Nikita Klepov at the offensive blue line. The Spitfires take it the other direction. McKeish on the pass from Wyatt Kennedy. This is Hayden Barch back in the Saginaw end. A flip pass for Dima Zhilkin, skated into by Klepov. 2 Spitfires to him. He gets cut off. Puck in the right wing corner. Spitfires end. No more puck for Klepov. Carson Woodall back on it through center. Give and go McKeish. Far side. Lots of room. They score. Coming in off the wing. And a shot low on the blocker side of Papineau. 15:03 to go in this first period. And the opening goal in this game belongs to Cole Davis. It's 1-0 Windsor. Well, speed down the right side. Davis kind of got lost in the shuffle. Not sure exactly how he got lost. There was nobody even in the same zip code as Cole Davis, as he's got all day to snap that puck in between the blocker and the body of Caleb Papineau. And so a promising start for the home team here. Inside 5 minutes gone in this first period. Puck back in behind the Windsor net. Carson Woodall throws it up the far side. They counter with the top line. Greentree's on again. Nesbitt the drop pass for Carson Woodall. Backhanded ahead off the boards. Handled by Belchez. Hounded there by Gervais. The puck taken now by Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Up into the skates of Carson Harmer. And Gervais down the wing. Takes the shoulder there from Nesbitt. This one knocked down by Greentree. Poked around by Saginaw's James Gull. And Carson Harmer on it from center red. Stepped up on. Sandwiched there between a pair of Spitfires. Greentree for Nesbitt. Down the left wing and ramped back in before a reverse hit there on Saginaw's Kluche. Puck back in behind the Spirit net. Lots of hits here early on from Windsor. Saginaw's Gervais up to the line first for Carson Harmer on the drop back in. The pass too far behind Nick Sema. He gets turned around. At the point, Levi Harper throws that off a shin guard. Turned in by Gervais, and a skipping puck kicked out by Michael Newlove with the right pad. Collision on the far side. Ryan Hanrahan can't enter the zone with speed. He can't touch the puck. As it would have been offside, they go back to touch up, and now it's on the other direction. AJ Spellacy down the left side into the Spirit end. Handcuffed there on a stick lift from Miroslav Shatan. Puck off the boards. 13.5 to go. No score, or 1-0 rather, here in this first period on the goal from Davis, but a steal by Shatan trying to head towards the net. Davis gets it back here into the near side corner behind his goaltender. Carter Hicks up the far side wall. Closed off by Saginaw's Hanrahan. Sema's got it back inside the offensive blue line. A long shot pushed well wide. Bounces off the end wall, and Walton floats it up the far side wall and out to center. Blake Barnes is on this turning puck for Saginaw. Line change coming. The Barabanov unit will come back on. Sema tries to backhand it in. Spitfires say no at the blue line again. 7 minutes gone in the first period. Puck off the skate. This is Carter Hicks. Pushed back out into the neutral zone. Saginaw's Barch is there. Barabanov jousting with 2 Spitfires. This one in front of the penalty box doors. J.C. Lemieux takes the check and loses the puck. It's now Blake Barnes back inside the Spirit end with a little bit of time to get restarted here for Saginaw. That deflects off the stick of Lemieux and out of play. 12:40 to go in the first period. All Windsor so far. 1-0 on the goal from Cole Davis. We're back to the WFCU Center after this here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges. with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Hi, this is Dima Jolkin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back inside the WFCU Center. 1-0. Windsor's got the lead. Cole Davis snaps a 2-game goal drought the other night against the Owen Sound Attack. He's got goals in back-to-back games, including the only one so far in this one. It's 1-0 Windsor. Beck Sultan McKeish and Carson Woodall have the 2 assists on an early tally. 4:57 of the first period. Your Beerline Trumbull Electric time of the goal. This one coming just outside the neutral zone. The face-off here for Saginaw as they try to get back into this one. They knew it would be a tall task against the top team in the OHL, starting out a little bit behind the 8 ball. Shots are even at 2 apiece, but the puck possession game, as this puck is into the bench off the stick of Ethan Belchez, has to this point been dominated by the Windsor Spitfires. They've gone up on their first line to take this face-off at center. A projected first-round pick in the NHL in Ethan Belchez, and a couple of first-rounders in Jack Nesbitt and Liam Greentree. Barabanov to be waved out of the face-off. Dimas Jilkin for Saginaw. Now takes the draw. As the ominous music here, it is the Halloween celebration here inside the WFCU Center. Barabanov and Liam Greentree getting the extra talking to by the officials. Our officiating crew tonight brought to you by WNEM TV5. Mike Cairns and David Elford are the referees. Phil Nadeau and Devin Gale are the linesmen. And we do have this puck dropped as Greentree shut down just at the Spirit blue line. Advanced in off the stick of Klepov. No icing. New Love out to play it. The goaltender backhands it around. Big time collision as Jilkin closes off a check on Kennedy. Spitfires throw this one back up at center. And a delayed penalty is coming as the arm of the official is up. Igor Barabanov looks like he'll be sent to the Spirit penalty box. 12-11 left in this first period. A roughing penalty coming up to Barabanov. And this spells trouble early on in this period here for Saginaw. He got locked up with Greentree prior to the face-off. That's what delayed the dropping of the puck, as you heard. Not sure what happened between Greentree and Barabanov after that. Windsor, third best on the power play in the OHL. 20 power play goals on 64 opportunities. 30% on the dot. Carson Woodall off the draw. This is Davis, the goal scorer, in the circle now. Belchez. Saginaw trying to get a clear here. Hayden Barch can't jam that puck off the wall, but Gervais will. And the Spirit will send Windsor back into their own end early on here on this Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. Saginaw at 76.8% here in the PK to start the year, 13th in the OHL. Belchez down the right side, away from Saginaw's Glavin. Nesbitt up the left point. Carson Woodall just inside the line. Looking for a lane to open up near side. Nesbitt can't get the shot away. He's handcuffed there. Now charging to the boards is Hayden Barch. Can't get the puck out, but he gets it back. Second opportunity held in there by Cole Davis. Spitfires at the blue line. 45 gone on the power play, and a shot through traffic is found through Papineau. Going to hang on for a face-off here as Josh Glavin jousting in front of the net. Nothing more, though, and a challenging stop for Caleb Papineau as there was quite a bit of traffic in front of him. And again, first start since September the 27th. That was his only other start on the season. 20 saves and a disappointing 7-3 loss against the Guelph Storm on home ice. He entered the game a week before that against the Flint Firebirds in relief of Stepan Shurigan after he allowed 3 goals on the first 13 shots. Papineau would be credited with the overtime loss in Saginaw's home opener. As Nick Seema, short-handed, trying to throw this puck in front. A chance there for Carson Harmer. Turned out by the blocker of Michael Newlove on an opportunity that didn't look like it had any legs. Halfway through the Igor Barabanov penalty for roughing. 1-0 Windsor here. 11 minutes left in the first period. Spitfires regrouping from center. Best scoring opportunity in this game so far belongs to Carson Harmer on the Saginaw side of things, but the Spitfires are back in. Spelling see the drop-off. Greentree creeping in. Just at the top of the right circle, throws it back on through. Beck Sultan McKeish couldn't get the pass in front. It was shut down by James Go. At the point, back and forth. High slot Spellacy, this one back over. Greentree tries to cut inside on Xander Valeris, takes him into the end boards. Now out of the corner, the puck squibs free. This is Ethan Garden. Taken into the end wall again by James Go. 3 Spirit penalty killers down below the goal line. They rip the puck up the near side wall. Kept alive, though, by Walton. Down to the goal line. Here's a chance. Creeping in front, Spellacy. His shot goes off the outside of the goal after it was blocked by James Go. Back behind the net still. Final seconds before Barabanov is out. Puck back behind the Spirit net. Back out in front. McKeish over. Greentree shot blocked on its way through. Loose puck. A shot couldn't be gotten off there by McKeish. And a couple of more collisions after the fact. Down to the box is Barabanov. And he laid this puck back now to James Go. Saginaw dodges a bullet there. Barabanov's got it down the left side. Can't get into the offensive end through J.C. Lemieux. This will be taken in front of the Windsor goal by Caden Harvey. Bit of a dangerous route in front of his own goaltender. Gotten all the way out and down with Caleb Papineau. There to drop it off for Graydon Jones. 9:40 to go in the first period. Jilkin, long stretch pass down the left side. He's surrounded by Spitfires. Cuts in and shoots one. That just goes wide past the blocker of Newlow. Stick lift from Nikita Klepov to try and prolong the zone entry here for the Spirit. No dice. Lemieux. The outlet pass off the far side wall for Caden Harvey. Wheeled back in behind Caleb Papineau. He's there to play it and rolls it up the far side glass. This one received at center by Windsor's Kennedy, then for Woodall. Kennedy again out of his own zone. Barabanov, the forechecker for Saginaw, has to pursue the puck back up ice. Wyatt Kennedy flips it in on the backhand, and the Windsor defenseman will continue the forecheck and lay a check on Graydon Jones. Cross corner dump in. Josh Glavin is on it for the Spirit. Out off the wall. Jilkin trying to pick it up in stride. He gets turned around and has his pocket picked there. The Spitfires will see Woodall. Back up the far side, Caden Harvey. Leading the charge into the Spirit end here. 8:42 to go in the first period. 1-0, and a collision there as Shatan got locked up with, looked like Ethan Garden coming back up towards the neutral zone. March off the wall in front of Jilkin. Papoy into the offensive end for the Spirit, but no more puck for him. This is Max Brocklehurst. Ducking down past the shoulder of Papoy. Big time check as Barch puts Brocklehurst into the Spirit bench. Brody Papoy back into the offensive end for Saginaw, approaching the 8-minute mark of the first period. Cross-ice pass off the corner boards. Trevor Thoyer there, away from Cole Davis. Taken again, though, by Ethan Garden. Sultan McKee starts past a check from Brody Papoy. Tries to shift his way back into the Spirit end, and a stick check there from Xander Valeris. A.J. Spellacy back in behind the net, hit by Saginaw's Shatan. Levi Harper, the outlet pass, ends up as a long point shot from Connor Walton. Easy pad save there by Caleb Papineau, but Walton's got it back at the left point. Another one through traffic, right into the glove. And a save made by Papineau. No trouble on that one. 7:44 left in this first period. It stays a 1-0 game. We talked last night about the Owen Sound attack kind of using the points, maybe more than any of Saginaw's other opponents to this point in the season. That might be the way forward for some offense here for the Windsor Spitfires. Not like they've had any trouble scoring goals to this point in the season. Nesbitt to take the face-off in the offensive zone. He'll get waved out against Carson Harmer. Sebastian Gervais, who took the majority of Saginaw's face-offs last night and to this point in the season, he's going to stay on the wing, and he's got this puck down the left side. After a pass from Kluche and a shot there from 40 feet off the stick of Gervais goes wide. Nesbitt tied up with Harmer. This shot back in off the stick of Jonathan Brown, the Windsor defenseman. Off the boards, Connor Walton. Turned over. Carson Harmer, top of the zone, lays it back down towards the Windsor goal and wide. Greentree there as Gervais takes a hit there from Connor Walton. Nesbitt jams it past Gervais. Greentree off the boards in the Windsor end. Outlet pass, Connor Walton on it from center, spinning it rink wide. That one goes off Gervais, just barely breaking up that pass that was intended for Greentree. Belchez back in the left wing corner. Gervais and Glavin on him. Puck up the near side wall, inside 7 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Windsor on the goal from Cole Davis. This is Hicks back over now for Andrew Robinson. Josh Glavin, after some pressure there from Ethan Belchez, back in after a 1-game suspension for a hit from behind in Windsor's game against Ottawa a couple of days ago. This puck flipped back in behind the goal of Michael Newlove. Puck off the far side wall. Nick Sema comes on through and cleans out John McLaughlin. Loose puck in front. Newlove is there to get the glove on top. And Nick Sema, a couple of extra paws there for Carter Hicks. They're going to go back and forth at one another, back in behind the Windsor net. Ryan Hanrahan taking a couple of pokes at one of the Spitfires as well. It's Max Brocklehurst. And Nick Sema, the straw that stirs the drink here for Saginaw, trying to do that as his team needs to get something going. Low shooting here in this first period, 5-3. Your Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters shots on goal in favor of the home team. And again, the only goal in this contest scored by Cole Davis. So some offsetting minor penalties look to be coming up. Carter Hicks for Windsor, Nick Sema for Saginaw. And some ice to open up here. 6.5 on the dot remaining in this first period. So some roughing penalties will open things up. Klepov, Zhilkin, Valeris, and Harper, the 4 out for Chris Lazary and the Saginaw Spirit. Spellacy, Davis, Carson Woodall out for Windsor. Looks like Wyatt Kennedy, too, on the far side. Zhilkin and Davis jousting. This puck back at the left point, held by Valeris off the draw. Fumbled on the pass, dusts it off and sends it into the near side corner. Carson Woodall there for Windsor. Jammed up by Zhilkin. Spellacy back to pick it up in behind the Windsor goal line. Pursued, though, by Klepov. Spellacy gets it out of danger. Wyatt Kennedy on the far side. Back up for Carson Woodall into the neutral zone with speed. A lot of Spirit sweaters around him. They try to cut things off at their own blue line. Nick Sema in the penalty box with Carter Hicks for offsetting roughing penalties. This one taken by Dimas Zhilkin back in his own end. In behind the goal of Caleb Papineau, and Zhilkin to wind things up the far side. 13 points in his first 8 games this season. Zhilkin a shot, pushed wide. That didn't go out the other side by much. Zhilkin's going to pick this one up off the corner. Trying to steal it again. Zhilkin, one hand on the stick. Takes things away there from Carson Woodall. Zhilkin back in behind the offensive net. Off the far side, he rolls away from a couple of poke checks. Zhilkin, top of the zone now, right down Main Street. Got the stick knocked out of a scoring area there. A couple of collisions back in front of the Windsor bench now. Good shift offensively for Dimas Zhilkin. Cole Davis leaves the puck behind now for Nesbitt and goes for a change. 50 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Dimas Zhilkin back on the Saginaw bench now. After a couple of good opportunities, this will be Greentree up the far side for Windsor. Into the offensive zone. Driving wide on Graydon Jones. In front, a chance there for Nesbitt. Great save by Papineau, and it rolls across the goal line and the other way, parallel to it. Puck stays out. A long point shot tipped in, and they score. It's Greentree. A spectacular save was made by Caleb Papineau just prior to the goal. Lunging out with the right pad. But the Spitfires take advantage of the chaos at 4-on-4. They keep the puck in at the line, and a long shot there from Walton. We talked about it just a couple of minutes ago. Taking long chances from the point into traffic. And the stick in front from Greentree. Nesbitt was there as well. And off the deflection, it's a 2-0 lead here for Windsor. Inside 5 to go in the first period. Ethan Belchez back in the Windsor end. Off the face-off, 2-0 in favor of the home team. Guarding up the near side boards, turns away from Saginaw's Barabanov. Then back out the far side, a one-touch pass back now for Walton. Robinson back up through the middle. Spitfires into the offensive end. Walton's got it again at the left point. Shifting out wide here on Gervais. Takes it back in behind the net. Picked up by Ethan Garden up the far side boards. Dropped off, top of the zone. Here's a chance. Robinson, that one tied up there by Barabanov. Back at the top of the zone again. 5-on-5, and a long shot goes high into the glass over Caleb Papineau. Back up at the right point. The Spitfires frustrated if they've got a hooking call coming up. 4:11 left in the first period. 2-0. Spitfires have the lead. Saginaw to the IBEW Local 557 power play. Coming up shortly, John McLaughlin, the guilty party. We should have a stoppage coming up here. And we are going to take that timeout. Saginaw power play. Not a bad time for it. 4:11 left in the first period. We're back to Windsor after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the WFCU Center. 2-0 Windsor has the lead here with 4:11 left in the first period, but a bright spot for Saginaw. John McLaughlin in the box on a hooking penalty. They can go to work on their first IBEW Local 557 penalty or power play tonight. 12 for 59 on the year. 20% middle of the pack at ninth best. The Windsor PK third best, just shy of 89%, so they've got their work cut out for them. Gervais centers Barabanov and Zhilkin, Harper and Klepov at the blue line. But a defensive zone faceoff won by the shorthanded Spitfires, and they show this puck all the way down the ice for Caleb Papineau to drop it off. Levi Harper got the scoring started for Saginaw last night in a 4-2 win against the Owen Sound Attack. Barabanov shifting in over the blue line. A drop pass back from Sebastian Gervais. Tying up Spellacy. Gervais gets a rough ride there from Wyatt Kennedy. The puck's under him somewhere. A battle on the far side boards, and winning it there is Barabanov. Ripping it back around in behind the net and up the near side. Taken by Klepov. Two Spitfires quickly to him. They knock him down, but Jilkin's on the puck. Top of the zone. Davis on Jilkin. Move the puck to Barabanov through the seam. Klepov takes a shot. That gets blocked on its way through and bounces all the way up for Harper back in the neutral zone. Over the far side of the blue line. Jilkin delays. Harper's in to the left wing circle. Gervais back in the corner. Up top, Barabanov. Now it's Dima Jilkin. Top of the circle, spinning back. Making the shot. The pass comes back to Harper. Now near side, Klepov into the bumper. Barabanov shoots and scores! Igor Barabanov from 30 feet. A power play goal with 3:08 left in the first period. The Spirit strike back. It's 2-1. And that power play goal for Saginaw might feel a lot better than some of the rest. They're taking a beating right now by the Windsor penalty killers. Sebastian Gervais along the wall, Nikita Klepov. There are going to be some black and blues, but they do their best to keep the puck in. And Barabanov from right between or just a little bit above the face-off circles, past the blocker on the goaltender Michael Newlove, and a power play marker makes it 2-1. Saginaw frustrated on the power play. They went 0 for 3 last night against the Owen Sound Attack. They break through in a big way to get themselves back into this hockey game here. 3:08 to go in the first period. Barabanov, 7th of the year, to make it 2-1. Puck back in behind Michael Newlove's net. Carson Woodall off the far side wall. Saginaw will not get many opportunities against this Windsor team here tonight. Belchez for Nesbitt trying to get it back. Top line is out. Here comes Nesbitt right between the dots. That one fought off by the left shoulder of Papineau. Nesbitt again in behind the goal, trying to leave one in behind for Belchez. Up to the left point, Carson Woodall walks the line. Takes a shot into traffic. Knockdown. Belchez on the loose puck. Sends a shot wide. Had Papineau beaten. Nesbitt on the left side. Up for Woodall at the point. Throws it back into space. The area pass too far ahead of Carter Hicks. And the defenseman back in behind the net emerges on the near side. Nesbitt at the left point sends it across. Parallel to the blue line and back out at center. And there's a Spirit player down in front of the Saginaw net. It's Barnes. He can't get up right now. 2:11 left in the first period. Barnes might have taken a stick in the midsection. Josh Glavin over to tend to Barnes. He's taken a rough ride in the last 24 hours. And Blake Barnes can't put any weight on that left foot. And without seeing fully what happened, I don't believe there was a shot block. Barnes might have gotten a stick right down on top of the laces. As there's a conference of officials right now. 2:11 left. Barnes being helped back to the Spirit bench by the athletic therapist Andrew Plate and his defensive partner Josh Glavin. And again, it is tough to see what exactly happened. We don't have replays on the video board up at center here inside the WFCU Center. Blake Barnes, again, has not put any weight on that left foot. Now, I'm not sure if that's carryover from he got a little bit roughed up after being pushed into the net last night against Owen Sound. He was down for a little bit on that play as well. But he was back out for a regular shift soon after, so this likely a new injury. We'll keep an eye on Blake Barnes here. 2 minutes left in the first period. 2-1 Saginaw trails Windsor after the Barabanov power play goal. Puck back into the offensive zone for the Spirit. Nick Sema working after it. This is Robinson back in behind the Windsor net. Spitfire defenseman gets it up to J.C. Lemieux. Takes shelter back in behind his net and dumps the puck back off here for Robinson. Puck up to center off the stick of Chatan. Into the offensive zone, Windsor's Caden Harvey. Puck support from Lemieux. Gets bumped there by Saginaw's Jones, and the puck taken now by James Go. Pass too far for Miroslav Chatan in the neutral zone and down for icing. Here with 1:32 left in the first. So here's where it comes into handy that the Spirit have dressed 7 defensemen and 11 forwards. Not sure that Blake Barnes will get back into this game after, again, being unable to put any weight on that left foot. 9th game of the year for Barnes. Played maybe the most hockey this season. About 12 minutes against the Erie Otters 2 nights ago. He's been in and out of the lineup here, but Chris Lazary singing Blake Barnes' praises during Coach's Corner last night. We'll see if we can get any update on Blake Barnes here coming up in the intermission. Nick Sema in the neutral zone here after the Spirit take the defensive zone faceoff. This one thrown back in. Carson Woodall back out of the Windsor end off the glove of James Go. In front of the penalty boxes, dusts it off and sends it down for Xander Valeris. Up the far side, puck off the wall. Corralled by Zhilkin. Skates back and drops it off. Barabanov, the goal scorer, down into the left corner. Behind the net, now Zhilkin on the goal line. Back up to the right point. This is Levi Harper. Shot into traffic and a save made. It's loose. It squirts out from behind the goaltender. A quick whistle as Barabanov trying to wave it in. 54.9 to go. And a close call there for Saginaw. And as Newlove made the save, it looked as though the back of his jersey moved just a little bit. The puck squirted free. The whistle had gone. Can't really fault Mike Cairns on that one. Everybody else lost sight of it as well, and it just squirts out the back of the goaltender's jersey. Barabanov trying to wave it home. He stays out between Zhilkin and Klepov. Nesbitt, Belchez, and Woodall. As Woodall's got a little bit of a poke for the skate of Klepov. Some jousting for one another. Players are not being allowed to lock up quite as closely off of face-offs here in this first period. Barabanov and Nesbitt now. Right wing face-off circle. One back cleanly to Zhilkin. Poked away by Belchez. Stick lift by Zhilkin to get it back. Ducks down the near side boards. Nesbitt and Woodall. They watch Zhilkin as Kennedy puts him into the wall. This one taken away. Thrown back in. Woodall far corner gets there ahead of Klepov. Spitfires take over. This is Wyatt Kennedy to take things away. The backhanded dump out is knocked down by Barabanov at center. Klepov back in. Zhilkin with 30 seconds left in the period. Klepov getting a rough ride. Greentree pocket pick just inside the line. Here comes Klepov. Tried to twist it there. Off escape. Valeris into the circle. Takes a shot and a save made by Newlove. Rebound back in behind the net. Grade A scoring chances. The Spirit keep the puck in. Barabanov tries to do the same thing again, but here comes Belchez. 3-on-2. The Spitfires hit the line with 10 to go. Nesbitt pushes a shot towards the net, and this deflects off a skate out of play. 7.9 left in the first period. We've seen a couple of occasions here where the Spirit are able to keep the puck in just inside the offensive blue line when it looks like really there's no way that they're going to be able to do it. They're outmatched physically right now in this first period. They're taking sticks and shoulders and thrown into the boards. And it looked like all signs indicating to a puck down into the neutral zone, but Xander Valeris got a pretty good scoring opportunity and a better save by Michael Newlove. Spellacy in the right wing faceoff circle. Last draw of the period here. Put back in front between the hash marks. Spellacy locked up. A turning shot there by Walton sent wide, and that'll do it for the first 20 minutes. Some good action here in the first period. Final game of the 3-3 for Saginaw. A couple of more goals against than they'd like, but still down 2-1 to the Windsor Spitfires, the top team in the OHL, heading back into the dressing room. You'll take what you can get. There were some positives to pull from that first period. We'll take a break. Shots 8-6 in favor of Windsor, 2-1 the score. We'll back after this with your first intermission report here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
It's time for your intermission report, brought to you by Raymond.
Welcome back into the Stormmaster Exteriors studio for the intermission report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Maren Klein here, breaking down all the action from the first 20. A bit back and forth to start, but entering into the zone, Cole Davis along the left circle. He'd fire a low blocker shot past Papineau. Davis, shootout hero for the Spitfires on Friday, would open up scoring in this one.
Carson Woodall back on it through center. Give and go McKee's far side. Lots of room. They score. Coming in off the wing. And a shot low on the blocker side of Papineau. 15:03 to go in this first period. And the opening goal in this game belongs to Cole Davis. It's 1-0 Windsor.
Later on, Igor Barabanov getting a roughing penalty. The Spirit shorthanded, but Nick Sema with a high chance opportunity. Shorthanded.
As Nick Sema shorthanded, trying to throw this puck in front. A chance there for Carson Harmer. Turned out by the blocker, Michael Newlove, on an opportunity that didn't look like it had any legs. Halfway through the Igor Barabanov penalty for roughing. 1-0 Windsor here. 11 minutes left in the first period.
Later on, some offsetting roughing penalties. 4v4, a lot of open ice and a wild play as Jack Nesbitt denied on a diving save by Papineau. Connor Walton would corral that puck just on the line, send it over to Liam Greentree at the top of the zone to put the Spitfires up 2-0.
Into the offensive zone, driving wide on Graydon Jones. In front, a chance there for Nesbitt. Great save by Papineau, and it rolls across the goal line and the other way, parallel to it. Puck stays out, a long point shot tipped in, and they score. It's Greentree.
Just after that goal from Greentree, the Spirit would go on the power play, and Igor Barabanov in the slot would put the Spirit on the board with his 7th of the season.
The pass comes back to Harper. Now near side, Klepov into the bumper. Barabanov shoots and scores! Igor Barabanov from 30 feet. A power play goal with 3:08 left in the first period. The Spirit strike back. It's 2-1.
The Spitfire up 2-1 after the first 20 minutes. When we come back, Dylan will be joining us from the rink. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at growgreat.com. At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back into the Intermission Report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Joining us now from the Town Place Suites booth by Marriott, we have Dylan Clark with us. Dylan, a lot of action in the first 20. Let's talk about that top line for the Spitfires. Everyone giving the Spirit a lot of trouble. It seems like that top line's been pretty dominant.
Yeah, Marion, you're absolutely right. And that was kind of the big question going into this game is, how do you handle a line that's got 2 first-round NHL picks and somebody that's going to become a first-round NHL pick? Greentree, Nesbitt, Belchez, 6'3", 6'4", and 6'5". They can fire the puck and they can throw the body around it, and they've done both of those things to this point in the game. And you know what? They found the back of the net. They've generated scoring chances. We're going to credit that line for it, even though it was Greentree just from on the assist, Connor Walton. But still, those guys have made their impact known. They've made life miserable for Saginaw when the Spirit are in the offensive end, and it's not going to change as this game goes on. If anything, it's going to get worse. On the flip side of it, the silver lining is Saginaw hasn't really been deterred by that. They seem to be okay with it. They've accepted the fact that, all right, we're going to be sore by the end of this game. But I think this kind of goes back to just having some positivity going into this game. It's not been an easy start to the year for Saginaw. Again, we talked about just 2 wins in their first 12 hockey games, but they've won back-to-back games and they've looked really good doing it, and they've done it against some good teams. So now it's a lot easier to go in and say, all right, well, we're going to get knocked around in this game. It's a lot easier to accept that when you've got a couple of points in the back pocket, you're feeling more confident in your abilities. So it's going to be a challenge. It's not going anywhere. The big boys are going to continue to throw the body around for Windsor. But again, the positive is that Saginaw seems to be okay and willing to work through that.
Yeah, Dylan, a lot of challenges coming into this game, and Saginaw looking good so far. They have that power play goal. And speaking of power play, we've seen power plays, we've seen penalty kills, a lot of physicality in this game. What's the atmosphere kind of like there for you at the rink, seeing the way you mentioned players getting thrown around just a little bit? How much do you think that's going to factor into this game?
Well, that power play goal from Barabanov doesn't happen if they're not willing to kind of work through that and take some of the sticks and checks. Again, Klepov and Levi Harper picking up the assists on it. I would give Dima Zhilkin an honorary assist on that puck as well. The Spirit have been battling to keep things in. And again, small sample size, just 20 minutes, but there have been a couple of opportunities where, we've seen some games go a little bit sideways here in this building in the last year or so. We talked about it off the top of the show, a couple of 7-2 and 7-3 losses. And the way the Spitfires have manufactured those steals at their defensive blue line turn into odd-man rushes back the other way. We still did see some of those in the first period. I'm sure Chris Lasry's talking about that with the group right now in the dressing room. But the point is we could have seen a lot more. Had it not been for the strong play on the puck from guys like Klepov, guys like Gervais, guys like Dima Zhilkin, put Levi Harper in that category as well. we would have seen a lot more odd man breaks and probably a couple more goals in the back of the net for the Windsor Spitfires. So, yeah, it's not going anywhere. It directly led to the Barabanov goal.
Definitely a lot of positives so far here, Dylan, but let's talk before we let you go about some keys for the second. Papineau has made some good saves, but he's had to face a lot. There's going to be a lot more coming his way. So what can the Spirit do to help him out and try to find some more in the back of the net on their side?
Well, you can't help but feel for him on that second goal because he makes really just a fantastic save. And it was that top line, the Belchez and Greenstreet connection there with Nesbitt that took an odd man rush into the offensive end. Papineau lunges over, makes a stretching save. And he gets a little bit of puck luck as it skips parallel to the goal line and out the other side. But that's where your defensemen have to come in and kind of take care of the rest of the business. Chris Lasry talked during Coach's Corner about how there was a high volume of shots last night against Owen Sound. He felt that there weren't quite as many high-danger chances because the defensemen took care of loose pucks after the initial shot. Saginaw can't take care of that loose puck after the shot. Windsor goes low, high, point shot gets deflected, and now they're not all going to go like that. But the point is Saginaw couldn't mop things up in the defensive zone, and it directly ends up in the back of their net. So they're going to have to support their goaltender. Now, Papineau's going to have to come up big with some big saves here in the rest of the period. It's a little bit surprising to see only 8 shots on the board for Windsor after 20 minutes, given the offensive talents of this Windsor Spitfires hockey club. Again, 58 goals to start the season. Only the Owen Sound Attack have scored more in the OHL's Western Conference. So this is a potent offense. Saginaw's done well to kind of limit the chances. They're going to need to support their goaltender, and their goaltender will need to support them back as well.
Well, Dylan, thanks so much for joining us. We'll get you back to you in the second period shortly. When we come back, we'll hear some out-of-town scores and action around the OHL. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
To the intermission report brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Time for some out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. 8 games today in the OHL, a lot of action. Niagara taking down Brampton on Brampton's home ice, a 5-1 win, and a hat trick from Kevin. Peterborough and Sudbury, the Wolves, a beatdown 8-2 win over Peterborough. London at Sarnia, the Knights shutting out the Sting 3-0. Ottawa at Guelph, a power play game winner in the third period, put the Storm up 4-3, securing the win for them. Just down the road over at Dort, the Flint Firebirds taking on the Owen Sound at the end of the first. Flint up 2-1 after Jimmy Lombardi with a power play goal in the last 30 seconds of the period. They're getting ready to start off action for the second period over there. And again, 2 games about an hour away from puck drop. North Bay at Kitchener and Brantford at Oshawa. That's all for your out-of-town scores around the OHL, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. And that will bring us to the end of our intermission report. When we come back, Dylan will have all the second period action for you from Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the WFCU Center for the start of the second period. First of 8 matchups here between Saginaw and Windsor, the top-ranked team in the OHL's Western Conference. Schedule does not get any easier for Saginaw after this. Next weekend, a 3-4 against Flint. These very same Windsor Spitfires and the top team in the East and the Brantford Bulldogs. So Saginaw should get used to some challenging competition now. They've done well, all things considered here through that first period. Just allowed 8 shots against from the Windsor side of things. Shots 8-6 in the first 20 minutes of play. Again, Barabanov and Klepov and Harper. The only goal that has cut into the deficit here to make it 2-1. No carryover penalties or power plays. Saginaw scored their lone goal in this game on the man advantage. Special teams, they'll have to take advantage whenever the opportunities do come their way. But you can never plan for it. Armor between Gervais and Cloutier to start the second, and a little bit of an extra lockup between Caden Harvey and Saginaw's Sebastian Gervais. We do not see Blake Barnes on the Spirit bench to start the second period. He very well may be done for the night, as this is back down and in for an icing here, just 8 seconds into the second period. And if you're just with us, it was, we believe, a chop on the top of the laces for Blake Barnes. So a foot injury is going to hold him out here for at least the rest of the game and maybe even longer. An offensive zone face-off here for the Spirit, though, off that icing. Nikita Klepov had only been held off the score sheet in 2 games coming into tonight. And that number's going to stay the same as he picks up a helper here. Scored points in 12 out of 14 games to start his OHL career. D-zone face-off won by Windsor. Cross-ice pass from a falling Spitfire. Nice one cut off at the neutral zone. From the red line back in, this is Spellacy. From the corner, in behind Saginaw's Papineau. Making just his second start this year. Here in Spirit game number 14. Puck back around, given away off of James Ghostick. Back behind the net, taken by Spellacy. The centering pass cut off there by Go. Trying to atone for his mistake. This is picked up again here by Harvey back in behind the Spirit net. Exultant McKeesh, a wraparound try. That one stopped by Papineau, and picking up the rebound is Klepov. Back up to neutral ice here. Just about 50 seconds gone in the period. Onside is Barabanov. Shrugged off by Walton. This one from Caden Harvey. So bounce in and out of the zone. Offside as Barabanov's got an extra little cross check there for one of the Spitfires. 54 seconds gone in the second period. And we talked about it during the first intermission with Marin about Saginaw needing to step up and help Caleb Papineau out. He makes a really big save after a pass in front. May have actually gotten 2 stops there as Bexalta McKeesh comes out and throws a backhander into his pads. He loses the puck. That's all right because Saginaw's Klepov was right there to take it out of the dangerous area. Sebastian Gervais to go for it. Here in the neutral zone face-off. One back instead by Windsor. This is Carter Hicks up the right side. Heavy check there by Carson Harmer. Taken away by Windsor's Greentree. Lost the puck. Harmer's on him. Spinning back pass. This is taken by Hicks into his skates. Kluche, the lone forechecker here for Saginaw. Chris Lazary talked during coach's corner about Kluche grabbing his team by the throat and dragging him into the fight. Like to do that here this evening. Drop pass from Harmer. Picked up by Kluche. Cross-ice pass into the skates of Gervais. Given there and a shot by Barch from long range is into the goaltending equipment of Michael Newlove. And he has a little chop to Sebastian Gervais there and a couple of extra words for him. Newlove, one of 7 players on Windsor's roster that were listed on NHL Central Scouting's preliminary watch list. He and Caden Harvey and J.C. Lemieux all picked up C rankings. Andrew Robinson, along with Carter Hicks and Bexultan McKeesh, who may have his stock rising. He's got 12 points in his first 15 games. They all picked up W's as potential 6th or 7th rounders. But the blue chip prospect, of course, Ethan Belchez. 16 points in 14 games to start his sophomore season in the OHL for the former first overall pick. Had a run at the Ems Family Award last year, but it was Pierce Buoys as the top rookie player. This is back in, and an icing is called here as that puck drifts back in past Caleb Papineau. 93 seconds have elapsed here in the second period. Levi Harper, points in 3 straight hockey games. He's back on for this offensive zone faceoff, and he's got somewhat of a new defensive partner. He saw some limited action yesterday with Xander Valeris. Those two out there again. The more defensive-minded, physical Valeris, 6'3", pushing 210 pounds. The left shot pairs well with the far-roaming Harper. This puck pushed back into the Spirit end here as Valeris locked up in a battle there with Harvey. Puck bouncing into the circle, taken away now by J.C. Lemieux. Pops high into the air and eventually into the netting out of play. This stoppage comes with 18:08 left in this second period. For Windsor, this will close out a 4 games in 3 night stretch. They picked up wins against Ottawa and Owen Sound after one of just 2 regulation losses to Sarnia back on October the 18th. A 5-3 loss in this building. Sarnia right now stakes their claim as the only team to defeat Windsor here at the WFCU Center in regulation this year. As we'll have now Gervais to take the face-off in the defensive end. One back, James Go, jammed up there. Puck taken away by Gervais. Move there to Graydon Jones, outlet pass. This is Kluche in the neutral zone. Dropped it off. Carson Harmer with some room, steps in and shoots, and that right into the chest protector of Newlove. And Kluche is wrapped up in front with Andrew Robinson. And a couple of more shoves back and forth after there was some contact with the stick for Newlove. 17:54 left in this second period. Good work there as Carson Harmer had a lot of time and space to try and navigate there and make something happen. The only issue is Saginaw, to this point in the game, and all their really grade A scoring chances, with the exception of the Barabanov goal, all these shots are hitting Newlove in the chest protector. And sticking there, no rebound, no follow-up chance. Maybe a couple of more shots along the ice would do well for Saginaw. We saw Kluche score after the pass off the pad from Sebastian Gervais last night against Owen Sound. Face-off in the offensive end. Hanrahan shot. Ricochets into the corner. This one bounces now to Jonathan Brown back in behind the Windsor net. The defenseman moves up the near side wall. Nobody can get it back out. Finally, it's picked up, and A.J. Spellacy going to chase this into a 2-on-1 down the right side. Snaps a shot blocked by a sliding James Go. His finest defensive play of the game. Out of the corner, McKeish here for Davis. In his skates, Hanrahan after him. Ryan Hanrahan making life difficult for McKeish, and a shot goes wide off the stick of Brown. Picked up by Miroslav Shatan. Uses the wall. Tries to get it out to Ryan Hanrahan. Taken away instead by Jonathan Brown. Move for Davis, then cross ice. This is Spellacy back in for Windsor. Back around on the shoot-in. Exultant McKeish back behind the Spirit net. A steal again. Here's McKeish sweeping that one around. His second opportunity from right around the blue paint. This one goes wide instead of being a stop from Papineau. Spirit do get things out to center. Nick Sema here. Down the left side, braces for contact with Wyatt Kennedy. The puck back in behind the Spirit net. This is Connor Walton, or back behind the Windsor goal, rather. Connor Walton off a near turnover. Spellacy back out to McKeish in the neutral zone. 16:40 to go in the second period. 2-1 Windsor. Saginaw's Barabanov has the most recent tally. Here comes Nesbitt as the first line back on here for the Spitfires. Back behind the Spirit net. Saginaw's Glavin gets ready for the forecheck from Belches. Puck pops out. Mid-slot, Greentree, Belches fighting with Glavin. Gets it near side. That's sent just wide by Nesbitt. Rebound off the end wall on the far post. Papineau got there to shut a man down. Belches up high for Walton. Shot back in behind the Spirit net as Glavin and Nesbitt go down. Jilkin gets it out of danger and up to center ice. Wyatt Kennedy up the boards and ran back in here by Belches. This is Josh Glavin to chase. Back in behind the Spirit net. Pass bounces too far for Hayden Barch. So Nesbitt on the far wall. Taken off the boards by Greentree, but given away. Nikita Klepov back out at center. 3 against 3 as the Spirit hit the neutral zone. They're out of gas, though, so it's shot back in by Zhilkin. He turns back to the bench. Saginaw sending Klepov and Barabanov in on the forecheck. The Spitfires back the other way and offside as Greentree got in behind his teammates without the puck. 15:36 left in this second period. 2-1 lead here for Windsor as Walton and Belches have a conversation. And they point across the ice to, I believe, Jacob Kluche, who's been no stranger to mixing things up. Neutral zone face-off won by Saginaw. Valeris up for Levi Harper. Kluche waves it in. Gervais to pursue. Hicks gets there first for Windsor. Puck back around behind the Spitfire goal. Xander Valeris stations there against J.C. Lemieux. Puck back in behind the Windsor net again. Carson Woodall takes the check there. Kluche taken away. Back out to center. Pocket of Harper gets picked. Here comes Lemieux. Last man to beat is Valeris. And Lemieux sends a shot wide off the glass. Gervais picks things up. Throws it back through for Jacob Kluche. Down the right side, a long shot pushed wide. Levi Harper takes the check. This one from Caden Harvey. Back around the horn. It rolls in the offensive end for Saginaw before finally being poked out. And a delayed icing as Harmer races back, and he's got to tap it around to Levi Harper. No icing called there. Harper hauled down by Harvey. This is Carson Harmer and James Go out of the zone. The stretch pass for Kluche. Into the offensive end for Saginaw. Just flips it back in behind the goal of Newlove. First man to it there for Windsor, Carson Woodall. 20 points on the year, 2 goals, 18 helpers. He's tied with Nikita Klepov for the league lead. And now a fortunate bounce off a leg, taking it to the net. 2 big saves by Papineau. The third chance is loose in the blue paint. He squeezes the pillows together and traps it for a face-off. Papineau without his helmet making that save. Spectacular display there as that puck was poked ahead. And a quick opportunity from right on the doorstep. Papineau's got to stretch out with the leg. And then in full desperation mode, makes the second stop, and the third one comes as the puck is trapped underneath his pad somewhere. Papineau getting the mask reattached here. And exactly what we talked about in the first intermission. Papineau has to come up big here in the second period. He's done it twice. Trevor Thoyer to take this D-zone face-off for the Spirit. Spitfires win it back. Fumbled, though, by Kennedy back out to the neutral zone. Wyatt Kennedy for McKeish. Taken away by Saginaw's Papoy. Backhanded pass up the ice now. Dima Zhilkin carves into the circle and turns back. Josh Glavin swung over to Hayden Barch now, right point. Laid back in behind the Windsor goal. as Walton wraps up Papoy. On it is Trevor Thoyer, a short pass that finds a white sweater instead of a blue one. But it's gloved down. A nice lead from Hayden Barch. Takes the check at center, but the puck moved ahead. Papoy in with Thoyer. Turning puck. Thoyer can't keep things alive. This one chipped back out to neutralized by the Spitfires. Zilkin back on for Barch. Pass off the far wall. Knocked down by Papoy. He's got to wait for Thoyer to touch up the late offside. And the Spirit throw this one onto the stick of Beck-Sultan McKeish. And the Spitfires throw it back in behind the net of Caleb Papineau. 13:33 here in the second period. Still a 2-1 Windsor lead. Dima Zilkin angles it off the glass on the far side. Cannot stay in control of it. This is Andrew Robinson from out of the Windsor defensive end. A pass for Greentree. Looking for Nesbitt there. Misfired. And it's off the boards as Tanner Valeris finds Dima Zilkin, though he's at the end of another long shift. Barabanov down the left side. Taken hard into the wall there by Jonathan Brown. Barabanov slow to get back up, but he does. Puck off the wall and the skate to the linesman. Windsor will take advantage of this. Greentree down the right side into the offensive zone. Cuts past Valeris, who's without a stick. Greentree tries to stretch it in front. Lost it at the last second. He ties up here with Barabanov. Greentree shouldered there by Sema. Nesbitt hauled down by Klepov. Barabanov back up for Nick Sema. Up the near side. Levi Harper hops up on the rush. Tries to beat his man down the wing, Jonathan Brown. Harper shrugs him off. He's got this puck in the corner. Levi Harper. Nice move to try and shake around Brown. Can't get it back. This one, past Barabanov at the offensive blue line. Back the right side. Here comes Belchez into the offensive end, and a good poke check there from Saginaw's James Go. Puck up the half boards. Nesbitt now in the mid-slot. And a stoppage here for a hand pass. 12:19 left in the second period. We take a break. 2-1 Windsor. Back to the WFCU Center after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Hi, this is Jacob Gutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the WFCU Center. 2-1 Windsor here with 12:19 left in the second period. A couple of close calls for both teams here as the scoring opportunities opening up a little bit as we get further and further into the second period. Shots in the game, 11-8 in favor of Windsor still. 3-2. They've got the advantage here in the second. And this puck back at center after the neutralized faceoff is moved back by Ethan Garden into his own end. Carter Hicks there back and forth. This one into the skates of Caden Harvey. Taken away, Cloutier, and now it's Carson Harmer. Back into the offensive end and a rising shot by Harmer. That's a glove save by Michael Newlove. As Harmer just did the best he could there on a shot from the top of the circle. Not moving much. But again, the Spirit forcing some turnovers just in the inside edge of the offensive blue line here. We talked about Carson Harmer getting off of a bit of a slide with an assist against the Erie Otters on Friday. Scored a goal, or an assist against the Flint Firebirds, I should say, last week. A goal against Erie on Friday, 2 helpers last night against Owen Sound. 4 points in his last 3 games. James Go after the offensive zone faceoff here for the Spirit. But a turnover sees Windsor back up to neutral ice. J.C. Lemieux. Cross corner dump it. Far side Cloutier tries to cut it off. This is back now for James Go. Off the boards. And around the near side for Graydon Jones. Up for Gervais. Right side Cloutier. Saginaw hits the offensive blue line but gave the puck away. Bouncer at center. James Go off the far boards. Into Windsor care again. Carson Woodall. Harmer stations there. Knocks shoulders with Ethan Garden. The puck pulled off the wall by Harmer. Tries to turn it towards the middle and just a backhanded dump in. Picked up off the end wall in the Windsor own end by Carson Woodall. Another collision on the near side. Woodall closed off by Sema. As he let that puck go, Hicks going to ramp this puck off the glass. Spitfires go for a full 5-man change. Barch, stretch pass at the line. He's got Sema. Spitfires with him. Drop pass back for Barabanov. Cutting towards the middle. The drop pass. Here comes Barch. Runs into a Spitfire. Gave the puck away. This is Brown. Back the other way, up the near side, Spellacy. At the Spirit blue line, forced wide by Barabanov. Getting back into the defensive end now is Saginaw's Klepov. And the puck for Barch and up to Nick Sema. He joins Klepov and Barabanov on the top line here. Dima Zilkin's been moved around. Saginaw moves his puck into the offensive end. Sema closes off a check on Brown. Spitfires in their own end. Sema tries to line up and drill the other Spitfire defender. Looks like they knocked skates there, and laboring as he gets back to the bench. Looks like Andrew Robinson. Xander Valeris back in the Saginaw end now. This is taken by Barabanov. Pass hops right over the stick of Nick Sema. Turning puck goes back into the Windsor end. No icing, so Walton has to play it here. 10-11 to go in the second period. Still a 2-1 lead for Windsor. Nobody's found the back of the net yet in the second. Belchez going to try to change that. Boy, does he cut in. Right to the slot. Turns and scores! The 11th of the season for Ethan Belchez in his 15th game. 3-1 Windsor halfway through the second. And they get back in the goal column here after the Barabanov marker. Speed, size, he's got it all. Ethan Belchez, the left shot coming down the right side. Just cuts in between the face-off circles and goes against the grain. Skate, left, shoot, right. Up and over the glove of Caleb Papineau for a 3-1 lead. As Dima Zilkin pushes this puck back in behind the Spitfire goal line. Rim back up the right side boards. James Go back down below the goal line. Big-time collision behind the net. There's a delayed penalty prior to that hit as Shatan got knocked down in front. We've got a little dust-up of players in behind the Windsor net and maybe a Saginaw power play upcoming. We'll have to see this all get sorted out. But that would be some handy timing on the Spirit side of things. Wyatt Kennedy heads to the Windsor penalty box with 9:45 left. And it is a cross-checking call. And he's got his palms to the sky asking one of the referees what exactly he would like him to do. But Kennedy sits on the cross-checking call. Saginaw's second IBEW Local 557 power play tonight. They were 1 for 1. So they made it a one-goal game again on the Barabanov power play goal. Can they do the same thing here down 3-1? Off the tie-up. This one backhanded past the Spirit bench. Harper's got to race after it. Now Papineau does too with Spellacy forechecking shorthanded. Papineau wheels it back around behind the net. Spellacy still on it. Gets there with Zilkin. The puck finally comes free now for Levi Harper. Back up to his own blue line. Harper shifting away from Spellacy. Looks like he wanted the drop pass, but he won't take it. Down the left side, a give and go with Gervais. Puck is kicked in by Barabanov to try and keep things alive. Spitfires get it back out to center, but it's Gervais down the left wing again. 9:11 left in the second period. 3-1 Spitfires. 1:22 left on the Spirit power play with Kennedy in the box for cross-checking. Barabanov tries to keep things alive. It's stolen. Moved back into the offensive zone by the defenseman Connor Walton. Shrugged aside by Levi Harper. And the Spirit rookie defenseman picks things up and moves north again. Drop pass from Harper to Barabanov. There for Dima Zilkin. Just pushed it into the near side corner. Offensive end for Saginaw. They can't pull things off the wall. Carson Woodall made sure of that. Now Klepov put it back in front for Zilkin. A shot. Great save by Newlove. He left his stick behind but makes the pad stop. 45 left on the power play here for the Spirit. They might not get another look like that. This is Levi Harper. Out of his own end, the drop pass back for Ryan Hanrahan. Second power play unit comes out for Chris Lazary. Jacob Kluche ahead for Sema. Kluche down the wing. Rimmed back around. Carson Harmer. Drop pass to the point. James Go. Over. Right circle. Kluche takes a shot, and that one is in and out of the glove of Newlove. And we've got a penalty right as that shot was being taken by Kluche. Nick Sema and Carson Woodall were engaged in a battle in front of the net. And it looks as though Sema's going to be whistled down here. And so we go back to 4-on-4. A high sticking call to Saginaw's overage forward, Sema. So that'll wipe out the power play for the Spirit. We go to 4-on-4. For 21 seconds. Harmer, Kluche, Barch, and Josh Glavin, the 4 out for the Spirit. Spellacy with Caden Harvey, Robinson, and Carson Woodall. Kluche tries to wrestle this puck forward off the draw. Spirit might want to take some chances here in the final 15 seconds of the 4-on-4. The Windsor power play coming up soon. Harmer in the neutral zone. Lets a pass fly across. Knocked out of the air by Caden Harvey. Back in behind the Windsor net as Harmer tries to come on through to deliver a check. Cross-ice pass into the skates of Spellacy down the right side. Kennedy's out of the box. It's a power play now. Spellacy nearly taken into the net by Josh Glavin. Drops the puck back around to the right point. Bexalton McKeish for Harvey. Back at the left point. Now into the circle. McKeish near side. Harvey a shot. That one blocked by Carson Harmon. They had Papineau beaten. This puck back out into the neutral zone. Now they'll say it stayed in. Josh Glavin clears. That one knocked out of the air by Robinson. Glavin was trying to spring Kluche shorthanded. Here's a chance down the left side for Belches. Back in behind Papineau. Ethan Belches up the near sideboards. Taken into the wall by Barch. This is Harvey into the right wing circle, dropping it back. From the point, Robinson sends that one wide off the boards. Bexalton McKeish for Robinson. Near side, it's Harvey. Right circle shot, and that one low on the stick side past Papineau. And all the way out the other side. 6:48 to go here in the period. 41 seconds on the SEMA penalty. Spitfires back in. Down the left side, it's Greentree. Forced out by Barch. Greentree darts back to the top of the zone and recovers this puck back out at center. Trying to drive wide here past Carson Harmer. Belches off the right wing boards. Hit there by Hayden Barch. This is Cole Davis back for Carson Woodall. Top of the zone with a scrum in front. 3 to there, they score. The deflection on the back door, Belches. Second unanswered goal for the Spitfires in Belches, and it's 4-1. There's not a whole heck of a lot that Caleb Papineau could do on that chance. It is all Windsor here in the second period. Carson Woodall just opens up a perfect lane. He is selling shot the entire time. And it's a perfect shot pass that all Belches has to do is stand there and hold his stick just so. And it's in the back of the net for a 4-1 lead on a power play goal. Well, there's a reason Carson Woodall leads the OHL with now 19 assists. 20 assists, his second of the game. As this is back in behind the Spirit goal here on the shoot back in. James Go from Miroslav Shatan, and then Brody Papoy. Delayed offside here for the Spirit, and they will blow things down. So one more timeout here in the second period. Just inside 6 to go. It's 4-1. Windsor's got the lead after a couple of goals from Belches. We're back to this after you're home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at garbercdjr.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
A 4-1 lead for the Windsor Spitfires right now with 5:59 left in the second period. Ethan Belches, a power play goal halfway through the frame. It is second of the night to give the Spitfires a little bit of breathing room. He is 11th and 12th of the season as this faceoff is dropped in neutral territory before being thrown back in by Saginaw's James Go. Back around it comes. Into the circle, Windsor zone. Puck picked up off the boards by Jonathan Brown. Back in behind his own net, turns around. Michael Newlove, the goaltender here for Windsor, only had to make 9 saves in this game on 10 shots. A defensive clinic right now from the Spitfires as Shatan down the right side. Drops back at the point. James Go, one-timer, skipping puck. Left pad saved by Newlove. The rebound in the slot, a backhand shot. That gets stopped as well off the stick of Papoy. Carter Hicks on this up the other side. Backhanded dump back in. It takes a left turn right in front of Caleb Papineau, so he's got to sweep it. And then James Go off the boards for Graydon Jones. Outlet pass up the right side. Brody Papoy and the Spirit are offside. 5:09 left in the second period. Good scoring opportunity for Brody Papoy. Not long after we remarked that the Spirit have not seen too many good scoring chances here in the second period. Saginaw's Papoy looking for that second goal of the season as the Spitfires now will get another line change. Stepan Shurigan on the shelf then, or at least on the bench. One of the few goaltenders we've seen that keeps the helmet on when he's not playing, when he's on the bench. Pretty much most goaltenders these days opt for the baseball cap, whether forwards or backwards. Shurigan likes to stay in the play. He's hanging over the boards right now. That goaltending helmet on. Spitfires have this puck back in behind their own net. Off the near side boards, Xander Valeris doing what he can to keep things in the zone. Outlet pass onto the stick of Beck Sultan McKeish. Thrown back down and out of play. And it was attempted to be a dump back in. 4:46 left in the second period. So the face-off will be relocated here. Back out to neutral territory. Beck Sultan McKeish of Kazakhstan. Watches Spelisi's going to take this face-off. Barabanov against Spelisi. Dima Zhilkin has been reunited with Barabanov and Klepov. Davis wins it. Back off the face-off win from Spelisi. Puck down the far boards. Barabanov hit there by Spelisi. Puck comes back out, and this is Josh Glavin. In behind the Spirit net. Bouncer off the boards. Cole Davis away from Klepov. This is picked up by Hayden Barch. He hops up on the play. Makes a heavy whack there from Cole Davis. Barch shakes off that right hand, and the puck back in behind the Windsor net. Davis back around. Kennedy up the near side. McKeish hit by Glavin. Puck intercepted in the neutral zone by Barch. Right back onto the tape, though, of Wyatt Kennedy down the left side, trying to use that long frame to put it back in front. The paddle of Caleb Papineau blocked that. Saginaw clears, and they are going to be guilty of icing here. 4 minutes left in the second period. Right on the dot, 4-1. Windsor's got the lead. As the face-off comes all the way back down. This is the start of a home-and-home between these two teams. Windsor's next game will not be until November the 1st at Saginaw. The Spirit, again, like we mentioned earlier, they'll have the Flint Firebirds on Thursday at home. So a lot of hockey for the Spirit. But a good thing is that it is at home at the Dow Event Center. They don't have to go very far to play it. This one swept through the crease by Windsor. Shot there from the right point off the stick of Jonathan Brown. Gets blocked on its way through. This goes back around. Nesbitt. And behind the Spirit net, Josh Glavin is there. Tries to hold off Nesbitt. Kick through there. It's Belches. 2 goals already. Turns around, and that goes off the outside of the net and the glass. Greentree. Back behind the net up the left side to the point. It's held in and shoveled down towards the Spirit net. Broken play in front. Papineau gets hung up. Now Barabanov there for Dima Zhilkin. The Spirit do get things out to center. Puck batted out of the air. Barabanov fires it back around. Newlove out of his net to play it. 3:19 here in the second period. Spitfires back up the far sideboards. On and off the tape as Nesbitt ducks around James Go. Just chops it towards the net. A bouncing puck. Skip through the goal mouth and out the other way. This one back onto the stick now. Saginaw's James Go. Pass up through the middle, trying to spring Carson Harmer. That gets cut off. Woodall down the left side into the offensive zone through the hooking stick checks of Jacob Kluche. No penalty coming. J.C. Lemieux gets lined up and drilled by Graydon Jones. 2 against 2, the battle in the corner. James Go tries to close off Lemieux. Down to the ice he goes. 2:40 left in the second. 4-1 in favor of the home team. James Go back up through center ice. The pass on to the near side. This is Gervais. Puck rim back around. Check is leveled by James Go back behind the Windsor net. Back out to center it comes. Spitfires pick it up after a broken play. Here's a chance headed towards the net and turning around is Ethan Garden. Back up to the left point. Carter Hicks now. Near side. Takes a shot through traffic. Knocked down before it gets to the net. Off the wall, Caden Harvey. Tap back up Garden. Hicks at the right point. Another shot sailed wide. This time on the glove hand side of Papineau. Jacob Kluche gets hit from behind and a penalty's coming. And Kluche is slow to get up. J.C. Lemieux going to be the guilty party here. Kluche is back up. And on the hit from behind, it'll be another IBW Local 557 power play for Saginaw. Their third of the game. And a crossroads opportunity here in this game, down by 3. If you can get a late one, get it back to a 2-goal deficit before the end of the second, you might be in business. It'll be Gervais, Zhilkin, Barabanov, Klepov, and Levi Harper on this power play. Saginaw right now sitting at 1 for 2 on the day. Face off, one back to Klepov. Throws it into the right circle. Barabanov waiting back, throws it right in front. Jam play, 2 big stops as Newlove robs Gervais, and the puck cleared out of the blue paint. Gervais on top of the goaltender right now, and the puck is cleared all the way down towards Caleb Papineau. That was a strange exchange. Harper now from out of his own end. Swings this one back to Barabanov. Up to Gervais, down the left side, trying to spring Harper. He's in behind the defense. Levi Harper, and a great stretching save by Newlove with the left pad to rob the Spirit rookie. Great read by Harper to hop up and time that pass perfectly. Here comes Zhilkin out of his own end. 1:15 left on the Spirit power play. The same amount of time left in the second. Here comes Barabanov down to the goal line. Throws it up to the right circle. Klepov steps back, finds Harper at the point. Near side, Gervais is hounded there by Greentree. Pokes it back out. Nearly a shorthanded chance, but Harper gets back to shut it down. Zhilkin there for Barabanov, just inside the offensive blue line. He gets a rough ride there from Wyatt Kennedy just inside the zone. Puck moved by Zhilkin, kept alive by Klepov, cuts back, gets hit there, and a penalty's coming as Walton got the leg-on-leg contact there with Klepov. Klepov's going to go back to the bench. 47.6 to go in the second period, and it's a tripping penalty to Connor Walton. Great work by Saginaw on this power play. And so they're going to have a 5-against-3 that they've got to capitalize on. They're going to keep the first unit out. Klepov trying to shake off that right leg after the contact with Walton. Kennedy's got a couple of things to say to Klepov, and he and Barabanov, Kennedy and Barabanov, have had their battles in this game. Barabanov gives him a bit of a shove. 5-on-3, that sees Gervais waved out of the face-off circle. Barabanov against Nesbitt. Off the tie-up. Gervais helps it back. This is Levi Harper. Over into the right circle. 41 seconds in the period. Levi Harper, center point again. Barabanov, near side. Harper again. Down to the goal line. Klepov. Walking slowly back up. Goal line into the bumper. The shot by Zhilkin is shut down by Newlove. Rebound comes back out to Harper. There, Barabanov. Left circle. Through the seam. Fanning on the one-timer was Klepov. Zhilkin after this puck in the corner. Moves it back. Here's Klepov. Near side. Barabanov towards the middle. Over to Klepov here. 14 in the period. Harper center point. Barabanov, circle, goal line. Zhilkin sweeps it back on through. They score. Dima Zhilkin put it off the stick. It was Carson Woodall trying to cut off the pass. He puts it into his own net, and a power play goal for Saginaw. And a little bit of puck luck to help the Spirit here at the end of the second period. He was trying to find Gervais on the back goal post. But that goal belongs to Dima Zhilkin, and he continues his scoring streak since returning to the lineup. That's his 8th goal of the season. And a couple of power play goals here for Saginaw in this game to give him life. 7.6 left in the period. Minute 20 seconds left on the Walton tripping penalty. One more face-off to end period 2. It's down on Caleb Papineau. And James Goh will look up and see the clock hit zeros. So maybe just what the doctor ordered here for Saginaw. Things were looking dire. Down 4-1 after a couple of unanswered Ethan Belchez goals. Dima Zhilkin gets him going on the power play with his 8th of the season. 4-2 here with 20 minutes of regulation hockey left. Saginaw trailing the top team in the Ontario Hockey League by 2. We take a break. Second intermission report coming your way after this. Marin ready for you back in the studios. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org. Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
It's time for your intermission report, brought to you by Raymond.
Welcome back into the Stormmaster Exteriors studio for the intermission report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Maren Klein here, breaking down all the action from that second period and starting it off. Caleb Papineau with some big highlight reel saves to keep the Windsor Spitfires away from the net.
That's ready for the forecheck from Belches. Puck pops out. Mid slot, Greentree. Belches fighting with Glavin. Gets it near side. That's sent just wide by Nesbitt. Rebound off the end wall on the far post. Papineau got there to shut a man down. And now a fortunate bounce off a leg. Taking it to the net. Two big saves by Papineau. The third chance is loose in the blue paint. He squeezes the pillows together and traps it for a face-off.
The Spitfires would not stay down, though. It was just about halfway through the period. Ethan Belches taking the puck himself, using speed to score halfway through, putting the Spitfires up 3-1.
Nobody's found the back of the net yet in the second. Belches going to try to change that. Boy, does he cut in. Right to the slot. Turns and scores. 11th of the season for Ethan Belches in his 15th game. 3-1 Windsor halfway through the second.
Later on, the Spirit would get an opportunity on the power play. However, Nick Sema, with a high checking call, would head to the box and flip the momentum, giving the Spitfires an opportunity on the power play. They would not waste it as a shot from Carson Woodall found Belches. He'll get the backdoor poke to put the Spitfires up and strengthen that lead. That marked Woodall's 20th assist of the season.
Hit there by Hayden Barnes. This is Cole Davis back for Carson Woodall. Top of the zone with a scrum in front. Sweeps it there. They scored. The deflection on the back door. Belches. Second unanswered goal for the Spitfires in Belches, and it's 4-1.
At the end of the period, the Spirit would get an opportunity as J.C. Lemieux and Connor Walton would both be called with penalties, giving a 5v3 chance for Saginaw, and they would not let it go to waste. Dima Zhilkin was looking to feed Gervais, but he got it in all on his own for the power play goal as the second period came to an end. Levi Harper and Barabanov getting the assist on those, each getting their second points of the night.
Harper center point. Barabanov circle, goal line. Zhilkin sweeps it back on through. They score. Dima Zhilkin put it off the stick. It was Carson Woodall trying to cut off the pass. He puts it into his own net, and a power play goal for Saginaw.
The score sitting at 4-2 in favor of Windsor after the first two periods. When we come back with the intermission report, we'll be hearing from Dylan and break down all the action in the second frame. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back in to the Intermission Report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Now joining us from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark, giving us all the action from that second period. Dylan, just starting out, let's talk about Caleb Papineau, thrown into quite the situation, not playing for a month, and he's facing a team like Windsor. What have you seen from him so far?
Yeah, no, we talked about it in the first intermission, and it came to be true in that second period. He had to make a couple of really strong saves as that period went along. You played the highlight of that net front scramble. I mean, if that puck ends up in the back of the net, that's kind of the backbreaker. It ends up being, at this point, it would have been a 5-1 game with all the other things that transpired. So they got some big saves from Papineau early on. He's not done. He only saw 5 shots in that second period by the official count here. I mentioned it earlier. I think they're being a little stingier with the shot count here inside the WFCU Center than maybe we've seen in the past. I feel like there have been more than 17 and 13 shots apiece. Saginaw leading the shot count right now. But they've gotten some big saves from Papineau. Still, there were some chances. And again, this is kind of twofold. Papineau a little bit behind on some of these cross-ice passes, looking a little scrambly, getting across. Kevin Delamar is the goaltending coach for the Saginaw Spirit. He talks about beating passes on your feet. You want to get over, stay on your feet, and get there as the puck does, still on your feet. You don't want to slide over in your butterfly because that opens up all kinds of windows up above, even though it might be a little bit easier and a little bit quicker to get over while down on the ice. They talk about beating passes on their feet. Papineau not doing that every single time now. So, again, looking for a little bit more quickness out of the third period, but at the end of the day, just got to find a way.
And looking back at that second period, 2 goals for Ethan Belchez. Talk about what you've seen from him. He's using his size, his speed, and it's working for him now with 2 goals there, 2 very impressive goals.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's got the frame, 6'5", 226, and there are guys that are on the larger side that don't really know how to use it. Ethan Belchez knows how to use it. And, again, maybe a little bit of a broadcaster's jinx. I think, 5 seconds after I said nobody scored yet in the second period, Belchez cuts back towards the middle and uses that frame to put the puck in the back of the net. He has the ability. He can take over games. He has done it for stretches in that second period. And, again, that doesn't exactly discount what Liam Greentree or Jack Nesbitt are able to do. Even I think we've had a good game from AJ Spellacy as well. But Belchez kind of has that X factor. He might threaten for certainly a top 5 pick. Who knows? Maybe first overall is in his NHL future by the time the spring and the summer roll around. But he's focused on this third period right now. He's looking to make a little bit of a hat shortage inside WFCU Center for sure, right at 2 goals right now.
Yeah, Dylan. And at the very end of that second period, Dima Zhilkin with the power play goal. Looked like he was trying to feed Sebastian Gervais, got it in on his own, making it a 4-2 game. Seems like power plays are really what is the key right now for the Spirit. Talk about just kind of capitalizing on that power play and some of the guys that you've liked on that power play.
Yeah, the Spirit, they weren't able to capitalize at all last night. They go 0 for 3 in the power play against Owen Sound. Now they still get the win, but it might have made life a little bit easier if they could have gotten the man advantage going. Well, they're making up for it here tonight. And again, Windsor's PK, the third best in the OHL right now. They'd only given up 6 power play goals coming into tonight's game. They've surrendered 2 to Saginaw right now. And again, you got to be good to be lucky. Got to be lucky to be good. Saginaw gets a little bit lucky there as that Zhilkin cross-ice pass goes off of Carson Woodall and in the back of the net. But the point is, it did go in the back of the net. That's all they care about. They don't ask how. So they do kind of carve in. And again, it was a short 5-on-3 with the extra penalty taken. Connor Walton for tripping. That was received with mixed reviews here inside the building. But it did go into the book. So they're still going to have about a minute and some change of that Walton power play coming out to start the third period rather. Look, they're at 2 for 4 right now, 50%. That's above the average of what you can expect your power play to do. If they can find a power play goal here to start period number 3, that would spark some belief. Now, look, this is a tall order here on this weekend for Saginaw. They've already beaten the number 2 ranked team in the Western Conference. They're trying to take down the top dogs right now. They're being outplayed in a lot of areas. They outshot Windsor 11-5 in that second period. But again, if they can come out with a power play goal to start this frame, make it 4-3, you start asking yourself on the bench, hey, why not? Why couldn't we win this game? So a power play goal would do wonders here for Saginaw to start the third period. I've liked the puck movement here a lot.
Yeah, Dylan, it'll be interesting to see what happens on that man advantage when we come back. Thanks so much for joining us. When we come back, we'll hit some out-of-town scores and check out all the action around the OHL. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Carroll, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back into the Intermission Report brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Taking some look at the out-of-town scores. One other game currently in action other than this Spirit-Windsor matchup is over at Flint. The Firebirds taking on the Owen Sound Attack. Flint up 4-1, getting ready to start the third. An action-packed second period as Xavier Tessier and Chase Hull both scoring to put the Firebirds up. Christopher Thibodeau also 3 assists on his day as they get ready to play in the final frame. Looking back at some other scores from earlier in the day, Niagara at Brampton, a 5-1 win. Seawolves with an 8-2 win against Petersborough. London at Sarnia, the Knights shutting out the Sting 3-0. Ottawa and Guelph, a real nail biter for them and a power play winner in the third for the Storm. North Bay at Kitchener and Brantford at Oshawa, both getting ready for puck drop here within the next few minutes. That's all for your out-of-town scores, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Now we're going to get ready to send it back to Dylan with the call for the third period. This has been the Raymond Intermission Report. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside WFCU Center, third period, Saginaw and Windsor. A 4-2 lead for the hometown Spitfires. The Spirit are entering the third period down for the 9th time this year. However, they have picked up 2 wins. When that is the case, the most recent one was last night. Down 2-1 against the Owen Sound Attack. They come back and rip off a 4-2 win. The other time before that, up in the Sioux on their opening game of the season, down 3-0. They come back to make it a 3-2 game heading into the third. They finish off around a 5 unanswered to win that game. They've got 1 minute, 7 seconds of power play time. Walton in the box for the Spitfires. This is Barabanov from center. 4-2 Saginaw trails. Barabanov into the offensive end. He twists a pass back up high. It'll have to be chased down by Levi Harper in the neutral zone. Dima Zilkin. The most recent goal in this game came on the power play. It came off Zilkin's stick. Spellacy on the near side takes it away, and Wyatt Kennedy guns things down the length of the ice. Caleb Papineau lays out the goal stick to knock it down and move it up for Gervais. Then Harper, left for Dima Zilkin over the blue line. This is Gervais, left wing circle, a shot, and that one stopped by Newlove. The goaltender hangs on for a face-off with 29 seconds left on the Windsor penalty. Newlove again, just his 6th game of action here this season as the backup goaltender to Joey Costanzo, the top goalie in the OHL right now. 9 wins on the season, 1.66 goals against average, .923 save percentage. Newlove's got some good numbers as well, just coming off of an 18-save shutout against Ottawa back on October the 23rd. And our shot clock has gone out inside the WFCU Center. So coming into this third period, 11 saves on 13 shots for New Love. Harper fanned on this shot off the draw. Nesbitt over to try and take some time off the penalty clock. It's squibbed out from his skates off of Harper. And the Spitfires will send it down the length of the ice again. Harper with 13 on the Spirit power play. One more shot. 4-2 they trail. Just 1 minute and some change gone here in the third period. Harper loses this puck as Nesbitt's there to cut things off. Shouldered by Kluche. Walton's out of the box. Saginaw 2 for 4 on the power play here tonight. On the regroup. Harper angles it in. Nick Sema trying to hit Hicks, who toe picked, so he was down on the ice, and Sema had to basically bail out of the hit there. Nesbitt up the right side here for the Spitfires. This is Greentree trying to cut in towards the slot. He's cut off by Sema. Greentree has it back and behind the Saginaw net away from Kluche. Carter Hicks down. A reverse hit there against Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Puck still in the corner. Cutting back is Levi Harper. Wants to make the short area pass. Instead, he goes off the wall. Carson Harmer, the cut towards the middle. Kluche giving it out wide now. Left side, Sema cut back just inside the line. 2 Spitfires were there. This one moved up and out by Caden Harvey. Off the boards for Liam Greentree. Down the right side, tries to get past James Go. Cut off there, and a save made by Caleb Papineau. Bad angle shot. Tough angle shot from Liam Greentree. There are no bad angle shots. As Caleb Papineau is able to make the save and hang on for his first stop of the frame. 17:57 to go in the third. Again, Chris Lazary talked during pregame about maybe a redemption opportunity for Caleb Papineau. Had 12 wins during the regular season last year. Did not like his playoffs, has not liked the start to the year right now. But he's made some high-quality saves, and there's another one right off the face-off into the glove from long range. That comes off the stick of Wyatt Kennedy. Papineau had to fight through a bit of traffic to make a routine stop. Miroslav Shatan now to take this face-off against Ethan Garden. Garden wins it back cleanly. Right point, Kennedy, shot into traffic. Save made by Papineau again as that one came from all the way up against the boards. Papineau the stop, and he hangs on. And in the goaltending sessions with Papineau and Shurigan and Spirit goaltending coach Kevin Dellamharder, the Apple Translate is a big part of each one of those sessions as the Spitfires try to sneak a late line change here. They're getting the lecture right now from the officiating crew. Shurigan's English is improving. Papineau helping out where he can. They usually leave it to the apps, though, for communication. And Papineau said he was teaching Shurigan some English. And when asked if there were any English words that he could relay to us, the answer was a no with a smirk. So, of course, the 19-year-olds will be 19-year-olds. And this puck ramped back in, back behind the Windsor goaltender, Newlove. Spellacy up the right side with Hanrahan tracking back for the Spirit. Spellacy throws it back over, and a chance there into the skates. And out the other side from Cole Davis. 17:20 to go here in the third. 4-2 Windsor. Kennedy sweeps it there, and a skate save made by Caleb Papineau through a lot of traffic. Back behind the net, Spellacy has that puck stolen away by Saginaw's Hanrahan. He's closed off. Puck moved up and out here. Gervais for Popoy, and then back in. Wyatt Kennedy back in behind Newlove, puts this puck off the wall. Robinson off his stick. Deflected pass, can't be picked up by Beck-Sultan McKeish. Laid up the boards here by Graydon Jones and into the offensive end. Dima Jilkins without a helmet. He has to go back to the bench as a result. Nesbitt comes back and pushes Jilkins' helmet into the corner. Robinson on this puck and the outlet pass up the far side. Given towards the middle. Angle back in by Greentree. Nesbitt would have had that with a good angle towards the net. Puck rolled off his stick, though. Greentree on the boards here. 3.5 gone in the third period. Walton trying to smack that puck out of the air. Couldn't do it. Belchez, 2 goals already in the game. He's been a force out there for Windsor. Belchez out of the right wing corner. Cross ice pass. Here's Walton in front, and that just shrugged off by Papineau. And that puck played by a high stick. 16-15 here in the third. Play comes to a stoppage, and the helmet of Dima Jilkin being returned by Devin Gale, the linesman, to its rightful owner. A couple of good saves, though, from Caleb Papineau here to start period 3. Again, the Spitfires not used to being outshot as they were in that middle frame, 11-5. So a bit of a surge from Saginaw. The surge coming back the other way now. The hometown Spitfires. This puck pushed back in behind Papineau's net. Gervais, the first man to it. Back around it goes. Carson Harmer off the boards. Looking there for Levi Harper. Puck off the wall. Cutting back against Garden. In between his skates. Pocket pick. Here's a chance for Harvey into the offensive end. And a right pad save by Caleb Papineau. His finds of the game so far. Gervais in the corner. 2 against 2. The tangle up in the corner. This is Valeris now to move things out for Saginaw. Carson Harmer up to Jacob Cloutier. Into the offensive zone. Levi Harper. Pocket picked. Back the other way. Could be a break. Back in for Lemieux. Left the puck behind, though. Cloutier on the counterattack. Back in for Saginaw. Harmer cutting in just over the blue line. Harmer's got some room. Takes a shot. That's off a leg. Ethan Garden blocked that opportunity. The puck back in behind the Windsor net. Carson Woodall on it now. Lots of time to decide where exactly he'd like to go with it. Woodall elects to go right up the middle. Right from center. Fired back around. Nesbitt. First man to it, then back in behind the net. Nesbitt comes around on the far side. Up high. Here's a chance and a shot through traffic. That glances off a body. Off the stick of Jonathan Brown. Spirits and a backhanded pass. Cross ice. Barabanov trying to shake past Brown. Down below the goal line. Barabanov near side up to the right point. Barch swings it over. Glavin, a shovel shot. Sent high and wide off the boards. Brown on things here for Windsor. The outlet pass goes off the wall. And no icing here as Barch run into by Nesbitt. Turned around. Glavin trying to get it away from Nesbitt there, who escapes. Up and into the skates of Nick Sema. Just backhanding this puck ahead. He can't do it with possession. Spitfires get things out to the neutral zone. Nesbitt pushed ahead looking for Davis. Pass misfired. Puts James Go into the boards heavily. And James Go goes headfirst into the glass. And there are some Spirit players that have a thing or two to say to Cole Davis. James Go down on the ice right now. He went face first into the glass. It could have been a case of maybe a bit of, they say Davis threw James Go into the wall. There is a delayed penalty on this play. 14-15 to go here in the third. James Go right now being attended to again by the athletic therapist Andrew Plate. Getting back to his skates now, the overage defenseman. So Saginaw to their 5th IBEW Local 557 power play. James Go back to the bench, down the tunnel. And we may not see any more of him. James Go is actually, it looks like he's holding the back of his neck right now. And again, you're going in with a whole lot of speed into the end glass. Things don't move very much. Nothing's been put up on the board just yet, and right now they will throw up a 2-minute minor penalty. Is giving it to Walton. I believe it's Cole Davis in the penalty box instead. There you go, updated to 78 on perhaps a boarding call. So Saginaw's 5th IBEW Local 557 power play here. They are 2 for 4 going into this one, down 4-2. With 14-15 left, and Gervais is going to get waved out of another face-off here. Barabanov to take it instead. Off the draw, it comes back. Klepov at the point. Short pass there for Zhilkin, can't handle it. And this is cleared up and out by Garden. Paddled down by Papineau. Move to Zhilkin, and it is a boarding penalty to Cole Davis. Barabanov over the offensive blue line and wide. Tripped up. Still drops the puck back from his stomach. Now it's Harper. Center point. Near side. Klepov one-timer out the other side. And it'll bounce off the shelf right where the glass meets the boards and out to center. Klepov on the pass from Harper. Klepov in. Drops back at the line. 2 Spitfires right there. They nearly picked his pocket. And Klepov just fires it back in. New Love lets it go. 45 gone on the power play. Papineau on the long shoot in. And he's going to have to hang on to this puck as right in his grill was the Windsor captain, Liam Greentree. A full head of steam off the Windsor bench. And so the defensive zone faceoff coming up here for Saginaw. Not much they could really do about it, though, as Greentree was on Papineau just about a second after that puck hit his goal stick. 13:26 left in this third period. 1:11 left on the boarding penalty to Cole Davis. And again, more extra instruction off the face-off here. Puck finally dropped. Levi Harper has it back in the Spirit end. The drop pass picked up by Barabanov. Swung to Zhilkin at center. Back for Barabanov over the offensive blue line and shoveled in by Gervais. Off the end wall. Zhilkin gets to it first. Trying to guide it around, but Greentree will steal. And he clears the zone here for Windsor. Caleb Papineau to drop things off for Harper. Spirit running out of opportunities here. Barabanov up for Gervais. Over the line. Gets run over by Brown, but got the puck in deep. Klepov moves to Harper. Back over. Barabanov, left circle. Zhilkin's got to go back to get his stick as it was dropped out in the neutral zone. He's got it. Right point, he's got the puck too. Klepov swept to the net off the outside of the goal. And the Spitfires will clear. Picking up the rebound was the defenseman Carson Woodall. 16 left on the power play. Belches forechecking against Papineau. Looked like he wanted to move the puck. He'll hang on to it. James Go is back out on the ice here after taking that collision earlier. Drop pass for Kluche. Final 5 seconds. Kluche carving in. Back at even strength. Kluche into the circle. Backdoor feed the shot. Great save by Newlove as he robs Carson Harmer from the left circle. Now out of the box. It's a breakaway. Davis against Papineau. Shut down there by Go, and Papineau makes the save on a loose puck in the blue paint. And now guys are going to pair off here for a bit of a scrum. Cole Davis with a great chance out of the box. Papineau makes the save. Early third period, still 4-2 Windsor. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Lots of time left here in this third period. Saginaw would like there to be a little bit more. 12:04 left in it. They trail the Windsor Spitfires 4-2, but plenty of time to find a couple of goals, especially when your goaltender is playing the way Caleb Papineau has in this third period. Seen 5 shots, stopped them all so far, and they have been more and more of the high-danger variety. Cole Davis right out of the penalty box and onto a breakaway, and ironically, it was a player who came back to stop him, or at least give him some trouble, James Go. That was who he hit to pick up the boarding penalty. And there was some concern for James Go's health, but he was all right. Came back and made the defensive play, and Caleb Papineau took care of the rest. Papineau inspecting his right skate right now. Looks like everything is all good there. We saw a lengthy stoppage for a goaltender without a skate blade in Trenton Bennett last night. Looks like we won't have to worry about that as Papineau's going to make a stop right off the face-off and a rebound chance, and he pokes away a third. And with the goal stick there, is right on the doorstep waiting for it was Garden. A couple of big saves from Papineau again. 11:52 to go in the third. He keeps it a 4-2 game. Braden Jones back behind the Spirit net. Centering feed and cut off. James Go reels it in, plays it shortly up to the near side. Nick Sema knocks on through and into the offensive end with Kluche. No more puck for him. Taken away by Garden. Back up through center ice. Garden with speed into the offensive zone. Tries to drive wide on Glavin. Stolen by Saginaw's Kluche. Up the right side, Kluche trying to attack the defender there. Gets the puck back out the other way, though, and this is taken here by Saginaw's Barch. Floated on the backhand up the wall. Harmer hits Kluche at the offensive blue line. Surrounded by Spitfires. Drops it back to the late man, Glavin. His shot gets blocked. Spitfires the other way. Here comes Greentree. Drop pass down the right side. Spellisy turns around in the corner. Cut off by Barch. The puck right in front of the net. Now back down behind. 9 minutes gone in the third. Spellisy back at the top of the zone. Out to center on the regroup is Walton. This will be thrown back in by Kennedy. And in behind Caleb Papineau, where it's Josh Glavin. Up the near side. Tapped back around by Brody Papoy. Connor Walton on it there for the Spitfires. In behind his own net. Spellacy here. Looking for the outlet. Up the near side, Davis flags it down at center. Back up into the offensive end. Runs smack into Igor Barabanov as he shoots this puck back in. And so it's Levi Harper in behind Caleb Papineau. Got to make a short pass. Look out, it'll be stolen. Nesbitt off the tap back from Greentree. And the Spirit get it right back. Brody Papoy throws this puck over. Down the left side, Barabanov cuts up inside the line. The late man is Thoyer. Takes a shot. Blocker save. Newlove a scramble for it. There they score. It's poked home. Xander Valeris on the doorstep. It's a 1-goal game. The Spirit crashed the net, and they are rewarded. Xander Valeris, second goal of the season. 10:08 to go in the third period. The Spirit make it 4-3. And we'd seen a couple of early whistles on broken plays like that. Thought we would see one there. The referees kept their eyes on the puck, and Xander Valeris crashing all the way down from the point. Tipped the scales and got Saginaw back on the board at 4-3. I think Trevor Thoyer is going to pick up the assist on this for his second helper of the year. We'll see if anybody else touched it. Barabanov should pick up the secondary. But it's a 1-goal contest just inside 10 minutes left in regulation. Zhilkin down the left side. Poked away by Woodall. Zhilkin back to it out of the corner. Zhilkin in front. Klepov sweeping shot blocked on its way through. This one picked back up and moved out by Caden Harvey. Puck bounces on the near side. Jones shouldered. Back in. It's brought by Barabanov in for Klepov. Klepov waiting. Opens up Jones as an option. Klepov back to the point. A one-timer fluttering and blockered up out of play by Michael Newlove. On that chance from James Go. Dima Zhilkin knotted up right now with one of the Windsor defenders. 9.5 left in regulation. Xander Valeris found the back of the net at the tail end of the Guelph game back on September the 27th. That was a rather lopsided victory for Guelph. So he really didn't get to celebrate it very much. This one means quite a bit more. Made it a 1-goal contest here. 9.5 left in the third period. Braden Jones off a D-zone draw, and a long shot goes wide. From James Go, Windsor's going to steal. Take advantage of a blown tire from James Go, or Braden Jones. Now he gets an extra shot behind the play, and a penalty's coming. 9:16 to go in the third. Jones draws a penalty out of Beck Sultan McKee. Saginaw's going to head to the power play here. And what a gift this is. They're going to give it to Cole Davis. Jones got an extra shove as he was coming back through the neutral zone. Davis sits down again. Four consecutive minor penalties for the Windsor Spitfires, back-to-back from Davis. This will be the 6th power play chance for the Spirit here in this game. 2 power play goals already. Did not think they were going to get another opportunity like this, but they've been given a gift. Gervais, Barabanov, and Zhilkin. As Spellacy reaches in to take this draw. He's out with Garden and Kennedy on this Windsor penalty kill. Walton as well, but the Spirit win it. Harper in front looking for Barabanov. Bouncing puck. Turned out by Kennedy and backhanded out to center. Caleb Papineau bumps it there to Levi Harper. 2 assists in the game for Harper. Nearly found the back of the net, dropping this one back for Barabanov in the neutral zone. Igor Barabanov twisting in. Harper, high slot, takes the shot, blocked on its way. Klepov, it just rolls in between his skates. Back there for Dima Zhilkin. Right point, Levi Harper. Now for Barabanov. Harper again, center point, over, far circle, Dima Zhilkin. Levi Harper again, near side, Barabanov into the bumper. Gervais, now Klepov battling for it. Nikita Klepov down the right side. 45 gone on the power play. He finds Barabanov out of the corner. Down to the goal line. This is Klepov right in front of shot. Save made by Newlove. And the glove is on top afterwards. And Gervais again right in the goal crease. And Newlove's going to give him a bit of a shot. Some of the other Spitfires will. Gervais paying the price right now and giving a little bit of a laugh to Wyatt Kennedy. And Sebastian Gervais, one of the nicest people you meet away from the ice. Not exactly being malicious, but he's encroaching on Michael Newlove's space for sure on a number of occasions in this game. That time was no different. 8:26 left in regulation, 110 on Saginaw's 6th IBEW Local 557 power play of the game. 1-goal contest. They trail Windsor 4-3. Caleb Papineau, after the Spitfires clear, drops it off for Levi Harper. Out of the Spirit end. Harper, pocket picked in the neutral zone by Greentree. A shorthanded chance back in. That's swept aside by Barabanov. Papineau has to move it. He's got a little bit of an extra second here. He'll dust it off. And now Levi Harper back up to the Saginaw blue line. There's the drop pass. Picked up by Barabanov with speed. Now it's Zhilkin again. Into the offensive zone. Klepov back on through. Barabanov, right circle, pass across. Gervais shoots just over the crossbar. Klepov again. And now a stoppage and a penalty for Dima Zhilkin for slashing. 31 seconds left on the Spirit power play. And it all comes crashing down. 7:47 left. We get a look at the replay here. Zhilkin gives a little chop back. Not sure about that one. Unless there was something else off the screen that we missed. That'll negate Saginaw's 6th power play chance. And we'll skate it 4-on-4 here for 31 seconds. 7:47 left in the third. Faceoff comes all the way down to our left. One of the referees is consulting with Caleb Papineau right now. Mike Cairns, a couple of extra words for him. The faceoff taken back in the defensive end. Jacob Kluche back through center ice again. Over the line and quickly dropping it back. Carson Harmer. Saginaw didn't like that zone entry. Zhilkin in the box for a slash. Has us back at 4-on-4. 12 more seconds. Carson Harmer back in behind the Windsor goal. J.C. Lemieux takes it out. Here come the Spitfires. 4 against 2. They're over the line. Right side, give and go. Lemieux can't get a handle on that one, and the Spirit will clear. Carson Harmer knew the time. The Spirit start their third IBEW, or their Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here. 1:19 left on it. With a clear. Woodall. Back for Davis. Into the offensive end. Nesbitt. Woodall opens up far side. Belches one-timer goes wide. Woodall at the point here. Now down into the hash mark. Belches throws it cross ice. Bounces back out to center. Liam Greentree for Carson Woodall. Back over center red. Woodall fires it back in. Gervais tries to chop it out past Davis. Greentree. Back to Woodall now. Left point. Back to the seam. A one-time shot gets saved by Papineau as he shuts down Davis. Greentree battling to keep it in. The poke kept in by Greentree at the line. Down the right wing he goes. The Windsor captain, Greentree, in front for Belches. Off his skate. And Sebastian Gervais clears for Saginaw. 30 seconds left on the Zhilkin penalty. Greentree down the right side. Dropped off to Belches just inside the blue line. Off the boards again. It's Greentree. The late man for the bench is Connor Walton. Pass was in his skate, so he just jams it back down below the Saginaw goal line. Put back in front. Jam play couldn't be gotten off there by Belches. Walton at the left point. Wyatt Kennedy. Center point back on through Belches. A long shot snapped to Swan. Rebound off the wall. They score. It's Greentree on the back door, and it's 5-3. .551 left in regulation. It'll be a power play goal for the Windsor Spitfires. Liam Greentree has his 6th of the season, 2nd of the game. And that might just tip the scales here. The shot went wide off the boards and a perfect bounce off the end wall that was laying right in front for Greentree. And Papineau just can't dive back. Not a ton you can really do about that one, as it's in the back of the net. A 2-goal lead again here for Windsor. Off the wall, Zhilkin down the wing. Tries to take it right to the net. Zhilkin, the shot, he scores! Zhilkin gets it right back. Dances through the defense and between the wickets on Newlove. Seconds later, it's a 1-goal game again. This game very much ongoing. Dima Zilkin, 9th of the year, 2nd of the game. Handful of 2-goal performances. Belchez, Greentree, and now Dima Zilkin. He takes matters into his own hands. Lowers the shoulder, and look, Zilkin officially listed at 5'10", 185 pounds, but he uses all of it to his advantage. He gets low, so strong on his legs and his edges, and he manufactures a work of art there to make it a 5-4 game again. Nesbitt back out for Windsor. 5.5 left in regulation. There is still life here for Saginaw as the Spitfires are offside. 5:26, third period. Zilkin says we're not done. 5-4 Windsor. We're back after this to close things off here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
Well, Dima Zilkin has only been held off the score sheet twice this season. And he made sure that tonight would not be a third time. He has willed Saginaw back into this hockey game at 5-4. Second goal of the game, just seconds after Liam Greentree seemed to put things away on a power play goal. Here we are, 5.5 left, 5-4 Windsor. And this puck fired back in behind Caleb Papineau's goal. Puck moved back around to Levi Harper. Klepov poked ahead by Barabanov. Maybe a little bit of a miscue on who was supposed to play that. Just poked out of danger by James Go. He's been paired with Levi Harper here in the late stages of the third. Go up for Barabanov. Near side off the wall. Klepov bunted ahead by Walton. Klepov drops it down. Dima Zilkin down the right side. Back and behind the Windsor going out the other way. James Go just inside. Sent back down and around. Klepov and Kennedy, they lock up. This one poked ahead. Belchez stolen there by Barabanov. The Spitfires do get things back out. Now here comes Belchez down the right side on a turning puck. Only the goaltender to beat. The pad save made by Papineau from a bad angle. 4.5 to go here in the third. Klepov back up ice. Into the long shift. Harper's offside. He tried to stretch there at the last second, but no dice. As that seems to be the best defensive pairing for Saginaw. At least that's the anointment from Chris Lazarus. He puts James Go and Levi Harper out there together. Dima Zilkin, 3 multi-goal games last year during the rookie campaign. 3 of them so far this season in just his 9th game of the year. Has never found the hat trick yet. He's got 4.5 minutes to do it here, down 5-4. A.J. Spellacy back in behind the Spirit net now on the push-in. Braden Jones off the wall. Carson Harmer up with Kluche, now up the near side, escaping out the center. Josh Glavin pushing this puck back in behind the Windsor net. Gervais in pursuit. Cole Davis on the far side boards. 2 against 2 on the wall. 4 minutes left in regulation. 1-goal game. This puck comes back out to center ice. Braden Jones for Saginaw. Up to Gervais. Down the left side, Jacob Kluche a step behind Hicks. So the Spitfire defender will pick things up and rim it around the near side. Turnover force. Carson Harmer, top of the zone, gets it to the far boards, but he's cut off. And so Hicks is there for Windsor. Back up to the offensive blue line. The Spitfires are in. J.C. Lemieux tries to push past Xander Valeris. Cuts off. Doubles back. Up high. Comes off a couple of skates. This is Carson Woodall. Shifting to the right circle. Woodall gets past Harmer. Puck goes off a skate, and this is taken here. Moved up the other direction by James Go. Saginaw defenseman leads the rush. Tries to back in and twist this as he gets some contact from Woodall. That buys Saginaw enough time to get a line change. Klepov's line is back on. 3:10 left in regulation. Levi Harper on it from center red. Up the near side. Klepov give and go with Harper. Just inside the line. Harper gives it over. Barabanov. It'll hop over his stick. Twists this back down low, but nobody in friendly sweater was there. Woodall's on it. Papineau's got to track back into the net. He was heading for the bench for the extra attacker. Instead, this is Caden Harvey back in behind the Spirit goal now. 2:50 to go. Centering pass. That got tied up by Harper. Barabanov gets it out of danger. It'll be picked up by Gervais. Saginaw's got to get the goaltender pull and probably a line change too. As Barabanov has this from center. There goes Papineau. Up for Klepov into his skates. Just pushes it over. 2.5 to go. 6 against 5 here for the Spirit with the net empty. Back down. They put it right onto the tape of Jonathan Brown. But taken back by Levi Harper off the wall. Brown can't get it past Kluche. He cuts towards the middle. Turning puck. 4 Spitfires surround Kluche. No more puck for him. Greentree moves it back in front of his goaltender. Brown takes a look at the empty net, and it goes off Dima Zhilkin back at center. Harper has a Spitfire right in his grill. 2:10 to go. Pocket almost picked. Good strength by Harper as he holds off the 6'5" Belchez. Now back for Nesbitt. This is Carson Woodall between his own face-off dots. Up to Greentree. Off the glove of the Spirit defender. Greentree just inside the line. It'll be taken away by Harper. Up the left side. Barabanov with 2 minutes left. Into the offensive end. Hits Zhilkin the late man. Broken play. Put it back in front of loose puck out. A great save by Newlove. He was swimming at the last second. The Spirit couldn't beat him. Another puck just thrown to the net by Dima Zhilkin. It went off Jonathan Brown. And the finest bit of work of the night from Michael Newlove. Makes the stop with 1:48 left. Fantastic sequence. Great work by Levi Harper at center. The strength to hold off Belchez, who thought he was going to be able to bully that puck off the rookie blue liner. Harper keeps it in front of himself. We got a timeout here. Late in regulation. Fantastic action, fantastic effort. Zhilkin throwing pucks to the net. Has worked on a number of occasions here tonight. 5-4 it stays here. $23 shots apiece. Your Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriter shots on goal. The net stays empty for Saginaw. Gervais, Barabanov, Zhilkin, Kluche, Klepov, and Levi Harper are out for Chris Lazary. A lot of talent on the ice right now. Not quite as much experience as this team is used to having over the last couple of years. We'll see what they can do with 1:48 seconds. Sebastian Gervais in the face-off circle. It'll be won back instead by Windsor Spitfires. Held into the line, though, on the clearing attempt. Klepov into the bumper. Barabanov over. One-timer scores! The hat trick for Zhilkin ties the game at 5. And you would have to be here to believe it with 1:41 seconds left. No hats in Dima Zhilkin's hometown of Windsor. He doesn't care. He has just tied this game up in an unbelievable late-game effort. Well, Chris Lazary wiped off the whiteboard pretty quickly after that face-off, or after the timeout was taken. Whatever he drew up, that's what we just saw. First career hat trick for Dima Zhilkin, his 10th goal of the season. And for the second time in as many nights, we see first career hat tricks. Last night it was Kluche. Tonight, Dima Zhilkin. 94 seconds left in regulation, though. What do the Windsor Spitfires have up their sleeve? As they will not just back into an overtime frame. Here come the Spirit again. Taken away, though, by Carson Woodall. Up to center. Greentree shovels it ahead. Here comes Belchez. He's got 2 goals. Down from in behind the net he goes. Put back in front, poked away from Greentree. Belchez back at center, rims it back in. They are onside. Nesbitt down below the goal line, put back in front, bouncing puck. Nobody knows what to do with it. They get it out to the far side, and Harmer throws it up the center. 1 minute left in regulation. 5-5 thanks to Zhilkin. He's going to knock this puck down at center. Here he comes again. Dima Zhilkin in for Sema. Takes a long shot. That one snapped just wide past the blocker of Newlove. Spitfires get it back out. Barabanov for Harper. Up the near side, angled in by Zhilkin. Carson Woodall on it here for Windsor. 40 seconds left. Wyatt Kennedy's going to take a breath. Back in behind the goal. Kennedy steps out cautiously. Davis back through center to the far side. Here comes Spellisy. A lot of speed right to the net. He gets handcuffed and a save made by Papineau. Zhilkin back the other direction with 25 to go. Zhilkin crosses center red. Tries to just push this back in behind Woodall. Throws a check. Woodall's on it. Bouncing puck up to the point. Graydon Jones sweeps it. Off the body of Zhilkin with 12 to go. Here's Barabanov. Left circle, shoots, and that gets blocked at the last second. And into the netting, out of play. 7.3 left in this third period. Face-off will come in the right wing circle to the blocker side of Michael Newlove. Saginaw's not in any rush to get these guys back out. Zhilkin, Gervais, and Klepov. Why not? He's the hot hand. And Sebastian Gervais to take a massive face-off. He struggled a little bit tonight, 9 of 21. 7.3 left in regulation, tie game, and Gervais is going to be booted here. As they say, Zhilkin went early. The linesman pointed right at him. So now it's Klepov to take it. Spellacy wins the faceoff for Windsor. Walton just pins it to the corner. They're not taking any chances here. And so the Spirit come into Windsor and steal at least a point. What else can they steal? 3 goals in the third period. Xander Valeris and a pair from Dima Zhilkin. 5-5. We go to the extra frame for the 6th time this season. We're back to Windsor after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Overtime here between the Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires. 5-5 after a Dima Zhilkin hat trick. The Spirit have played now the second most overtime games in the OHL. This is their 6th. London has played 7. The Spirit have lost in overtime or a shootout each and every one of those instances. Can they flip the script here tonight in Windsor? They've battled back, and it has been a remarkable hockey game. Barabanov, Zhilkin, and James go to start out for Saginaw. Greentree, Carson Woodall, and Nesbitt. As Woodall's into the offensive zone here for Windsor. Handcuffed by James Go at the top of the zone. They go back out to neutral ice. Greentree for Nesbitt. Swinging back at his own blue line. Here he comes. Nesbitt over the line, drops it back. Greentree watched by Zhilkin. Now Woodall back down low, looking for Greentree on and off his stick. James Go bunts this puck back in behind his own net. Zhilkin flies the zone. He's got 3 goals already. 1-on-1 against Carson Woodall. Zhilkin fakes the drop off. He's back in behind the net. Dima Zhilkin in the left wing circle, cutting back now. 40 seconds gone in overtime. Zhilkin, nice move between his own legs. He's still got the puck in the corner. Dima Zhilkin drops it off. This is Barabanov. A little head fake down below the goal line, away from Nesbitt. Barabanov towards the middle of the ice. Barabanov on his backhand to the net, gets tripped up, taken down. Play continues. Here come the Spitfires now. This is Woodall throwing this puck back up the other way. It's a 2-on-1. Greentree down the left side with Nesbitt. Greentree in, sends it wide. It's back in behind the net. Greentree's got it. Around the near side, trying to put it back up. It goes to nobody, up to the blue line. Robinson picks things up for Windsor. Klepov watches him. Gervais is fresh from the bench. This is Davis down the left side into the offensive end for the Spitfires. Handcuffed there. Great defensive play by Sebastian Gervais. James Go out of the near side. 3.5 left in overtime. Robinson throws it back out to neutral ice. This is Davis again. Watched by Saginaw's Gervais. Davis weaves it in slowly. Gives it onto the far side. Belch has 2 goals already. He drops it back off. Top of the zone. This is Davis. Away from Gervais, doesn't like what he sees, so Davis is back out to center. A little flip pass here for Ethan Belches. At the center ice faceoff dot. Belches trying to drive wide on James Go. Poked away by the Spirit defenseman. He'll say thank you and drive back in behind the net. He finds Klepov now. Klepov, the return pass for James Go. Has to reel it in. Looked like he wanted to go to the bench on a line change. He drops it off for Gervais. Down the left side, Gervais shoots, and a toe save made by Newlove. Gervais got the rebound. Pushed the puck to the top of the zone and back out off a Windsor stick. Levi Harper back out of his own end. 2:35 to go here in OT. Harper into the offensive end. Kluche spins it over. Carson Harmer at the top of the Windsor zone. Keeps it inside the line. Harmer right down the slot. He drives and into the right circle, then cuts back. Leaves it go for Levi Harper. Along the far side board. Saginaw still in the offensive end. Harper up high. Kluche tries to set a pick. This is Harper at the top of the circle. Fake the drop-off. Still has it. Here comes Harper again. Drops it back. Kluche the shot. That one into the glass and wide. Harmer battling for it with Kennedy. Kluche now goes in after Kennedy for this puck. 2 minutes left in overtime. Everybody's down below the goal line, and Harmer's going to get it out. Up high, Levi Harper to Carson Harmer. Left point, rotating back to the middle. Carson Harmer back for Harper in the left wing circle. Here's Levi Harper back up to the top of the zone again. Two bodies in front. Harper for Jacob Kluche. Long time in the offensive zone for Saginaw. Harper for Harmer. Now the left wing circle. Jacob Kluche up high. Takes the shot, and that goes off a Windsor leg and into the netting, out of play. Best shift of overtime there from Harper, Harmer, and Kluche. 1:38 left in the extra period. A tired group of Windsor Spitfires right now. And a fortunate block there, but that'll bring back out Barabanov, Jilkin, and Graydon Jones. Spitfires counter with Nesbitt and Greentree and Woodall. 1:38 left, Barabanov against Nesbitt. Nesbitt twisting around, Newlove to drop that puck off for Carson Woodall. And Woodall's going to bring it up with speed. 2-on-2, they hit the line. Drops it off. Here's Greentree. Weaving in away from Jones. He's got a lane. Here comes Greentree driving out wide, and a sliding block by the stick of Dima Zhilkin. Cuts off a cross-ice pass. Here comes Barabanov back the other way. Into the right wing circle. Barabanov shrugged off by Nesbitt. He's got it on the near side circle now. Barabanov rotates between the dots. A backhand shot that sent wide. Barabanov's on his own rebound. 60 seconds left in OT. The drop-off. Zhilkin. 3 goals already. Can he be the hero? Shoots one, and that goes wide. Off the end boards. Woodall locks up with Zhilkin. Puck off the boards. This is Greentree. Hit by Barabanov. After it is Zhilkin. The Spitfires have it, but they gave it right back to him. Dima Zhilkin turns it down the left side, surrounded by Spitfires. Cuts back up high. Zhilkin to the boards. Klepov, fresh from the bench. Walks in the slot. Takes a shot, and a pad save by Newlove. The rebound pinballs back in. Here they come again. The Spitfires. It's Greentree against Dima Zhilkin. Poked away by Zhilkin. Now to the near boards. Back up high. Belches with 30. Shoots, and it goes wide. Back off the wall it comes. Zhilkin again. What'll he do with it? Slowly. The pass cut off. Batted out of the air by Woodall. Here come the Spitfires again. Belches down the wing with 15. Back in behind the Spirit net here. Late in overtime. One more try. Belches with 12. Top of the zone. Back into the circle. This is Greentree. He looks up and checks the clock. Greentree knows he's got one chance with 5 seconds. Shoots it just wide. And it goes into the netting. 2.5 left in overtime. One more face-off. Here in the right wing face-off circle. Everybody hanging on for dear life. Saginaw with only 2 officially credited shots here in overtime. Would love to see the zone time here in OT. 2.5 left. James Go and Sebastian Gervais are going to take up as much real estate as they can. Nick Seema's going to take the face-off. The right shot center in the right wing circle. 2.5. Will it be the last face-off of overtime? Nick Seema on the puck, and Gervais scoots in to take care of it. Great work between Seema and Gervais. And overtime is not enough. Windsor out shooting Saginaw 44-33. The Spirit had the only 2 shots of overtime. And so for the 3rd time in Saginaw's season, we'll need a shootout. Thought for sure we would have a hero out of either Dima Zhilkin or Ethan Belches. There's still an opportunity for either one of those players to claim that title. We'll shovel off the playing surface here. The Spirit have been involved in 2 shootouts to this point in the season. Neither one of them has gone their way. The most recent one of them against the Niagara Ice Dogs. And again, the most recent one as we kind of unshuffle the papers here. A shootout loss to the Flint Firebirds back on October the 19th. Of course, the game of the infamous non-goal in OT for Nick Sema. So can the Spirit find a little bit of luck here in the extra frame? Windsor undefeated in their 2 shootouts so far this season. The most recent one against Owen Sound just a couple of nights ago. Igor Barabanov, the first shooter for Saginaw against Michael Newlove. The first of what will probably be several left-handed shots. Here comes Barabanov. He attacks with speed. Down the right side into the circle. Lost the puck for a second. Still has it. Gets a shot away. And a save is made by Newlove. That puck still drifted towards the goal line. So Barabanov was okay to recover it and take a shot. But as soon as you lose the puck, some flashing lights and panic buttons start going off. So Barabanov unable to convert. Belchez, another left-handed shot. 2 goals in this game. Out to the left side, he's the first shooter for Windsor. Into the left wing circle, waiting. Backhander! Oh, and a beautiful glove save by Papineau. Belchez thought he had him beat dead to rights. Papineau lunges over and says thank you. So now it's Nikita Klepov for the Spirit. Another left-handed shot. Takes the same path as his buddy Igor Barabanov, though a lot slower. Very slow. Painfully slow. Klepov deking, waiting, backhands it home. Nerves of steel for Klepov. Saginaw takes the advantage in the shootout. So now it's Green Tree back for the Windsor Spitfires. The captain, 2 goals in regulation. Green Tree against Papineau scores. Low to the blocker side, no doubt about that one. There is 1 hat on the ice, though it won't count. And the young man that does have a hat trick, a sanctioned hat trick, is on the ice right now, Zhilkin. He's the only reason Saginaw's got a point out of this, and he's got the puck. And he takes the same path, a right-handed shooter, but back into the right wing circle just as slow. Zhilkin against Newlove, waits and digs, he scores! Zhilkin puts it up past the glove of Newlove, and the pressure is on. Newlove stayed with the move, but Zhilkin quick on the release. And so Cole Davis has to score. Caleb Papineau can win the game for Saginaw. Davis into the circle, cutting towards the middle, shoots it wide! And the Spirit take a nail-biter. They knock off the top-ranked Windsor Spitfires. Caleb Papineau, what a night. Dima Zhilkin, the hat-trick hero in the shootout. The Spirit sweep the weekend. They knock off the top 2 teams in the OHL's Western Conference. They've got their swagger back. Win number 5 on the year. And a big set of 6 points. They talk about a fun bus ride. That's what they got coming up. Saginaw, 6. Windsor, 5 in the shootout. We take a break. Post-game, 3 stars. The road ahead. Coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Your WSGW morning team.
A tractor trailer collided with another vehicle, spilling thousands of hot dogs across the interstate, causing a large traffic jam. Responding authorities say, "We don't relish having to clean this mess up."
Yeah.
Okay, that's an easy one. Somebody wrote in an article that crews had to muster up the courage in order to... Okay, that's pretty good.
That passed my mind, too.
Not gonna lie. Somebody else suggesting the crews were working quickly to help commuters catch up. Someone suggested that the police need to grill the driver of the truck to find out exactly what happened.
Well, you have to think someone's buns are on the line for this.
Yeah. You see? And maybe that's it. Maybe it was just because it's the food everyone... In fact, we had hot dogs for dinner last night. Put them on the grill.
There you go.
Nothing ever spilled on the Pennsylvania highway, I can tell you that.
They weren't the discount Pennsylvania.
It's free hot dog day in Pennsylvania.
My kind of roadkill.
The Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. WSGW is keeping you connected with the Great Lakes Bay region and the world. Tune in to quality local shows, generating gratitude.
And they had suggested that, it might be time to try to get on the heart transplant list. I knew that I had heart problems, but maybe because I was too scared to even think of it, it never processed in my head. But I was more worried about the effect on my daughter, husband, parents, family, just because I know how hard it was going to be.
That's what she said with Christiana Malacata. In academia, what was that pivot where you're like, this is too rigid, I need something a little more free will?
So I think what it was I was in class with a lot of people who had co-op jobs at Dow, and they knew that that's what they wanted to do, and I was working at Pizza as a waitress. So I just realized that I didn't fit into that class setting, so I changed it to secondary education.
Great Lakes Bay Connections. Local voices, local stories, local people. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back to the Storm Masters Exteriors Studios here for our post-game recap. Maren Klein joining you after the Saginaw Spirit completed the comeback in the shootout, taking a 6-5 win. Starting off back earlier in the third period, the Spirit were able to crash the net right out of the gate, and Valeris would poke the puck in to make it a 1-goal game.
Goes this puck over down the left side. Barabanov cuts up inside the line. The late man is Thoyer. Takes a shot. Blocker save. Newlove a scramble for it. There they score. It's poked home. Xander Valeris on the doorstep. It's a 1-goal game.
The Spirit would have a bit of deja vu on the power play. Then Dima Zhilkin got called with a penalty, turning the tables, and Greentree would score his second of the night on the power play to put the Spitfires and give them a bit of an insurance goal.
Walton at the left point. Wyatt Kennedy. Center point back on through Belches. A long shot snap to Swan. Rebound off the wall. They score. It's Greentree on the back door, and it's 5-3.
However, just 12 seconds later, Dima Zhilkin would bring the puck into the zone. He'd score his second of the night to make it a 1-goal game once again for the Spirit. Right after that, Papineau pulled top line rushing in, and Klepov and Barabanov set up Zhilkin beautifully to score his first career hat trick.
Held into the line, though, on the clearing attempt. Klepov into the bumper. Barabanov over. One-timer scores! The hat trick for Zhilkin ties the game at 5.
Overtime would not be enough. The game would go into a shootout. Klepov had a backhand goal against Newlove. Greentree was able to answer back, getting the puck past Papineau. Dima Zhilkin, the hero of the game in the shootout, securing the win for Saginaw. A great game as well by Caleb Papineau, getting his first start in almost a month. His My Michigan Health save of the game, a save against Belches in the shootout.
Out to the left side, he's the first shooter for Windsor. Into the left wing circle, waiting. Backhander! Oh, and a beautiful glove save by Papineau. Belches thought he had him beat dead to rights. Papineau lunges over and says thank you.
A lot of action in this 6-5 win for the Spirit. Taking you through scoring summary. Cole Davis starting off the night with the goal, and Greentree following him to put the Spitfires up. Igor Barabanov with a power play goal at the end of the first to make it a 1-goal game. Then 2 goals from Ethan Belches in the second, putting the Spitfires up. But Dima Zhilkin on the power play, just 8 seconds left in the second period, would once again make it a 1-goal game. Xander Valeris opening up scoring in the third. Greentree with his second of the night. Then 2 goals from Dima Zhilkin to complete his first career hat trick for the season. Looking at the shootout, no goal for Barabanov, a goal for Klepov and Zhilkin. Greentree with a goal. Davis and Belches did not get it in, giving the Spirit the win. Quick look at the Buffalo Wild Wings out-of-town scores. Flint taking down the Owen Sound 6-2. 2 games going on right now. Brantford and Oshawa. Brantford is up 1-0 in the second and scoreless between North Bay and Kitchener. So much action in this game, so now we're going to send it back to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth with Dylan Clark and your 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Marin. What a game. What a weekend for the Saginaw Spirit. They rattle off 3 consecutive victories for the first time this season, for the first time since early March last year. The Spirit win 3 straight hockey games, and they do it against some tough customers. Windsor tonight, Owen Sound last night, and again, hey, with everything that had gone on last year in the playoffs against Erie, that wasn't an easy game either. But the Spirit perfect on the weekend, and they do it in a shootout here. 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. Nikita Klepov scored in the shootout. He also had 2 assists during regulation, including one on the game-tying goal off the stick of Dimas Jilkin. Klepov, your 3rd star of the game. He's got 22 points on the season. Connor Walton had a couple of assists for the Windsor Spitfires. He's your 2nd star. And who else but Dimas Jilkin? 3 goals, the equalizer, the shootout winner. Dimas Jilkin, 1st career hat trick. He's your Applebee's 1st star of the game. And many, many other plays, both offensively and defensively, that aren't going to be reflected on the score sheet. That's why Jilkin's your 1st star of the game. And an absolute tip of the cap to that young man for the hockey game that he just played. Again, Caleb Papineau, some redemption here after a couple of rough games in this building. He exercises some demons. This game doesn't get to OT without him, and the Spirit might not win in the shootout without that remarkable glove save on Ethan Belches. Papineau is going to finish the night with 18 saves on 23 shots. Picks up his 1st win of the season, 13th of his OHL career. A little bit of puck luck there, maybe the lucky 13. And another number that might be of interest to those of you. You probably know at this point, but the lucky number 77, Michael Misa, just about the same time that the Spirit tied things up and sent it to overtime here. Michael Misa picks up his 1st goal in the National Hockey League for the San Jose Sharks there in Minnesota playing the Wild. Congratulations to Michael. If you haven't seen the highlight, go find it for sure. We'll take one more look at our Applied Innovation look ahead. It's a 3-game weekend next weekend for Saginaw. The games don't get any easier, but the Saginaw Spirit do have a lot more confidence right now after this weekend. Thursday at home against the Flint Firebirds, Saginaw's Halloween celebration. Saturday, November 1st, back against these Windsor Spitfires. You think they'll be looking for revenge. And then Sunday, 5:30 against the Brantford Bulldogs. Top team in the West, top team in the East will come to the Dow Event Center this weekend. If you want tickets to see some of the best hockey around, SaginawSpirit.com. They're on sale now, and all the other fun promotional activities at SaginawSpirit.com. Final score of the game, Saginaw 6-5 in the shootout over the Windsor Spitfires. Dimas Jilkin, the hero on this Sunday afternoon. For Marin Klein and Matthew Lester back in the WSGW studios, thanks to those two for the great work that they've done. My name is Dylan Clark. Thanks so much to all of you for tuning into this one. What a hockey game. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.